All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another late night Pokemon card live stream. It's me, Mr. Cardconomist, and tonight we're pricing up some pricey slabs. Pricing the pricey slabs. Yes, also we have a giveaway. Free giveaway. And then Black Bolt is restocked. Black Bolt restocked. Live card shop. All right, big Black Bolt restock. Hey, what's up, CS man? How's it going, man? Let me go ahead and ping our Discord server. We just started at 1 a.m. right on time. Let's see. Mr. Alex has gone ahead and posted. Tomorrow we do a round of shipping. Pop that in there. Turn the iPad on. How's it going, everybody? All right, so I said we'd be back for the late night stream, and here we are. Okay, Troy Malice was here first. Hey, what's up, Troy? Pyro, Alex, John, CS Man, Troy Malice, Joey Albrecht. I was the first like. Oh, that's very good. We got 12 viewers and 6 likes. That's pretty good. So, as usual, we are farming through all my slabs. You know, I've been thinking about it, and I think it would be cool if I could price every card in my personal collection at a price where if you were to purchase it, I would just go restock it so that you at least have that option for like slab away or something. And I don't know what the margin on that should be. Maybe like 25%. I hear that's pretty standard for businesses. It's like a 25% margin. All right. Well, I am back from dinner and hanging out with Karis. Ooh, look at this. I watched a series of videos on Puerto Rico today. It was really interesting. It was kind of like, sort of like a documentary, but it was actually a real estate guy who often makes videos about the places you could buy real estate in. So I was learning all about Puerto Rico this time. It's really interesting. Here we are. Let's see. Say your name. I saw the full Ukrainian stabbing and it made me even more mad. Yeah, that happened to us too. Karis and I saw the full stabbing and got even more upset by it. Yeah, it's a big subject, I suppose. I feel like Trump made it a little bit of a bigger subject because he came out and made an actual statement on it himself. So now you see the major news networks are finally talking about it instead of just social media. Hey, look at that, Merlin, Electabuzz. Wow, he sucks. Isn't this an ugly card? Even his eyeballs don't look right. His eyeballs look crazy. All right, we better take a picture of all this, huh? Well, I'm going to leave this one up for a little while longer. That one's actually pretty good. Ah, this will be a pricey channel card. Okay, so Vulpig's pricey channel. What's up, new type? Still thinking about moving to the UK lately? No, I am not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about moving to Europe at all. I'll place it, I'll put it like this. I've thought about buying a second home in Europe just for like maybe to have a place outside the US or maybe to have like, maybe to have like an ancestral home or something like that. I have my genealogy or whatever the term is would be like Irish, British, bit of German, a little bit of French actually, and then a lot of Filipino too, like quarter Filipino, and a bit of Scottish. So that's my mix. So someplace in the UK would be very cool just to be like, oh yeah, my ancestors came from here some time ago. Hey. There's a cat in here right now. She insisted that she be in here. Here, you want to see a cat? Can I pick you up? Can I pick you up? Oh, she might climb up in my lap. Hold on. She's thinking about it. She's thinking about it. Where is she? She's trying to figure this area out. Here she is. All right. Whoa. She's like, what's this all about? All right. We don't normally let the cats in here, but she snuck in, and she's so small, she's hard to get. All right, you go over there. There you go. Okay, so she's out of the way. We're taking a picture of this. Let's take a picture. All right. So let's go ahead and take a picture for the Pricey Slabs channel, which is something I want to work on today. I want to work on Pricey Slabs. Okay, we got that. Good. Posting this. By the way, how's this phone doing? All right, there we go. Whew. Nice to have you in here, Mr. New Type. Yeah, I like the UK a lot. I like Scotland. I like Ireland. It's very nice. I like the sound of the accent. I like the people there. But in terms of moving somewhere permanently, I want to be here in the United States. You have the best chance of succeeding as an individual, as a human being. You have your best shot right here in the U.S. Low taxes, Lots of business, lots of customers, lots of things to do, lots of places to go. Huge variety of places you can buy a home. You got the mountains, you got the beach, you got open fields. You can do or have anything you want out here in the United States. We were talking about that in the daytime stream, and I was talking about how after doing actually a lot of real research to move out of the US, I discovered that this is the place to be, is right here. And so if you can find a nice place to live in the US, because it's not all nice, but if you can find a nice place, this is the place to be. Let's take a picture of this. I think USA has all kinds of problems. Other countries have problems too. Did you know that? It's not exclusively one country that struggles. All countries have some sort of problem or another. Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. Animals are definitely the new kids nowadays. Human babies are so in the past. Yeah, who wants a human baby? There you go. U.S. stocks to the moon. You got Trump as El Presidente. Donald Trump is the president right now. That's true. But even if he wasn't the president, let's say Kamala Harris had won, I don't think I'd move out then either. It's just, you know, it's just a country with lower taxes. Now, maybe in theory, she could have raised the taxes to be a lot more like the UK or something, and then I would be thinking about it. I'd be like, well, if the taxes are the same here as they are over there, what's keeping me here? But even then, you'd have other arguments like, well, lots of variety, lots of different types of land, a huge customer base, cheaper shipping. There's still a really good argument to stay here, even if the taxes were higher. But the low taxes end up being the most important thing of all for someone like me who wants to run a card business. Low taxes are very, very important. They make or break the business. Okay, so let's see. Let's try and get an exact price here. All right, so all right, I have a red label price. That's right, we used to do the red label pricing for cards that were overpriced. Oops. This cat's going crazy, I guess. Animals are definitely the new kids. Something, something Russia, something, something Poland. Espeon best Pokemon. I mean, look at it. Yeah, Espeon's nice, man. Espeon's a good one. All right, so this card is a little overpriced compared to eBay. You'd be better off going and buying the same card off of eBay. But I make it available anyways. Some people like it because they will go ahead and put it into slab away. I gotta sneeze. Woo, excuse me. Okay, Lugia is another such card that we're going to do this with. We like the Lugia. That looks sick. I might get that. There we are. Let's see. These are not priced to sell. These are priced to hold. Let's see. Silver Tempest Lugia. Oh, you hear the crashing out there? She's doing something, man. She gonna make a mess in here. So she's stuck in the room, and then she just kind of hid. So I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta go live. I can't chase her down. She runs away from you. You're trying to grab her. All right, let's see. Oh man, this got so expensive. Oh my god, this is almost double price now. I was so right about this card, dude. I was so right. I was talking about how it was relatively underpriced. Wow, this card is almost double price when we started buying it. Look at the prices we were paying on this card in the past. Look at those prices, $614, $619, $684, $686. So the first one we bought was, yeah. So that's crazy, man. He's definitely not costing that now. I don't even feel like there's any point to pricing this up. It's just too high. I'll price it up, though. Wait, let me get it before you change the price. Change the price on what? The Lugia? I haven't priced him yet. All right, you ready? Okay, so again, these I need to have. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I remember now. So for these specialty cards, where it's coming out of my personal collection, because that's what these are. These are personal collection cards. They're going to receive a pink price tag. All right, so pink price tag. There we go. If it's a pink price tag, it's overpriced, okay? So be aware of that. Okay, we've got the Lugia next. A nice Haktua. My girl puts a Lugia on my Diglett. What? That sounds like it'd be a funny title. My girl. All right, here we are. Nice. Okay. So, let's hit refresh on that. Welcome, guys. It's Tuesday night. Tuesday, infamously slow. We had in the daytime stream, you might have not caught this, Brett Love had a lot of slabs that he put up for commission. Right, let's move this. Brett Love had a lot of slabs he put up for commission. This was one of the cooler ones. A lot of them sold. There's still a couple left. Let's see. Did you hear the things that Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal are trying to do? Basically forcing companies like Steam to do as they say or get no business from them. Payment processing companies sometimes get a little involved with like politics and stuff like that. And I think they're allowed to do that. It's a free country. But the problem is they could then quickly be replaced by competing decentralized currencies. People who want to, you know, have a successful business. This is the beauty of capitalism, by the way. For anyone who doubts capitalism, when someone decides to come up with a really stupid policy about you better do this or else, you can quickly be replaced by another company that says, hey, we're going to give you freedom and you can just do business with us. You don't need PayPal, Visa, MasterCard. So they're very strong. They have a lot of influence. They have a lot of control. But now what is this? Hold on, let me look at this, okay? All right, so I think we're ready to price this Gengar. Okay. In a country where you've got a lot of businesses, you have choice. You have choice. You get to choose what you want to do. Okay. Okay, we have a price on this guy as well. I think this price is accurate. Is it accurate? I love this card, by the way. The Master Ball Gengar is one of my absolute favorites. Yeah, it looks right. Let me check that one more time. That's not like a different language, right? Okay, no. I have like tired eyes tonight. Okay. Okay, these pink priced cards are from my personal holdings. Are you streaming anywhere else or just YouTube? Just YouTube. I would like to build up an account on another website like Kick or something like that, where you often hear guys who did something bad, they go to Kick, you know, they get in trouble or something. I would like to build a presence up somewhere like Kick in case YouTube ever makes it a policy that you can't sell Pokemon cards live, or maybe they say, oh, you can keep selling them, but from now on, you have to use our payment processing platform and give us 8% of all your profits, something like that. If that ever happens, I really think we ought to just go ahead and move over to a new platform. All right, there's that. And here's this. I don't know, maybe it won't work. You know, YouTube could do that right now. They could be like, hey, how nice that you found a way to make money. Now, give us a cut. Stephen Leon says, Mr. I'm back, but starting small. May I please have a Pokemon? Oh, wait, I already did this order, didn't I? Yeah, 7 hours ago. Okay, let me hit refresh. Kick pays really well from what I understand. Mister, those pink ones are overpriced ones. That's right. If you see pink, it means overpriced. If you see pink, it means I'm pricing these in a way where you might be interested in putting this into slab away because you believe they're going to continue moving up. And so 6 months from now, they're going to cost $750 or more anyways. So you have to believe that about these cards or they're not worth it. They're overpriced because normally I would not sell them because the moment they sell, they need to be replaced. So these are not, I'm not liquidating out of these positions. Mark says, paying off the Karuta Slowbro slab away. And if possible, can you give this and my Topps Chrome Slowbro to one lucky person in tonight's stream? What? You're just giving away the cards? I'll do it if you really want. You're scaring me, Mark. Here we are. All right. So let's go over here. All right, let's see. Mr. Mark wants to do a big giveaway. Let's see. Mark, you got to save some for yourself too, man. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So this is paid. Now he says he also wants the Topps Chrome. You have this and a Topps Chrome Slowbro, and you want to give them both away. So we'll go ahead and create a Mark giveaway. Now, I'll just do this one for now. You think on if you want to do the Chrome one, okay? My name is Lucky, 100%. Man, you just like to do giveaways. Here we are. All right. Okay. So we're going to put this down here. It's going to say free. And we're going to put this up here. It's going to say Mark. The funny thing is we have a giveaway already. So there's kind of a wait list to do a giveaway. Here we are. All right. Sorry, it was the Slowpoke. Topps Chrome, not Slowbro. All right. Oh, this little cat's so cute. So this is the Brett Love giveaway. It was still running. So we're going to write Mark on this one. And we're going to have to give this one away a little bit later, and then we're going to have to do the Chrome a little bit later, okay? Can I get a non-overprice if I just buy it right now? Not from my personal collection. So these, that's what's going on here. These are from my personal collection. Oh my gosh, this cat's crazy. Oh my gosh, this cat's crazy. So these come from my personal collection. That's what's going on. Oh, she's so cute. Oh my gosh, she's climbing on my shoulders. I might have to take this kitty out of here now that I got her. Kitty, what are you doing? Why are you on my shoulders? And now she's, ow, 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 ow. She's so sharp. All right, I've got her right here. So now she can't escape me. I'm going to carry her out of here, okay? I'll be back, guys. Come here, little kitty. Oh, come here. All right, that cat's crazy, man. She's crazy. Any reason why you're selling from the personal collection? Do you think they will eventually go down? It's the other way around. It's the other way around. That's why these are not liquidation prices. Okay. Whew. All right, let's see what we got next. Click and refresh. Name her SOLANA. Let's go ahead and set up this giveaway, this Mr. Love giveaway that we still have to finish. And now we have a Mr. Mark giveaway too. Mark. I don't know why you're so generous, Mr. Mark. There we are. There we go. All right, 375. Good. Very good. The keyword for the love giveaway is love. So type this keyword in. That's Brett Love. He stopped in earlier today and put a bunch of cards up for consignment. Look how much we sold for him in the daytime stream. $1,245. Of course, I bought the biggest one, though. That's part of the reason. But yeah, so, and he got paid out like 90% on that one. So I paid him a lot for the best one. It is because I want him to get some money back on it. Do you feel like you'll get more attached if she had a name? I don't know. Generally, I guess I don't name pets. So weird. You know, Mike's side, you'll also notice when I play video games, I don't like to name my character either. Yeah. I don't like to watch the story in video games either. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't feel crazy. I feel like an operator. I feel like I like puzzles. I like thinking, and I don't like names. Names are like too personal or something. But yeah, I didn't name the other two cats, and yeah, and I don't love pets in general, and I don't like to name my character in video games. that don't like to watch movies and TV shows. Here we are. A bit strange, isn't it? Like, I'm me, and I think it's strange because it's not a behavior that you see very often. Here we are. All right, Mr. Can't Feel. I'm an ice queen. Here we are. All right. Yeah, right now I just call her, like, cat or kitty or something. Here we are. That's kind of what we did with the last cats. They had names. I just never called them anything. Mr. You are weird. Mr. I'm willing to post items on my eBay for you. I have a very reputable account. Well, the way it would actually work, you wouldn't need to do that. The items get posted to my eBay, which you have access to. So eBay has an ability for you to be added to my account. Here we are. Okay, so Porygon Carddass. Okay. What? Is that really the price? Somebody is out there buying all the Carddass cards. Somebody's buying them all. This has gone way up in price. The cheapest PSA 9 is now $120. Now, we last priced it on $625, so it has been some time, but the price back then was $60. How can it go from 60 to 120? It just doesn't seem real. I'm going to have this one posted on eBay because I don't think you guys are going to buy it. No one here is going to spend that much money on it. Okay, so the way this works, we're going to take a nice picture of it. You McDonald's Pikachu got sold for $21,000. Assuming that's real, which if it's real, somebody is too loose with their money. There's going to be so many more black labels of that Pikachu. It makes absolutely no sense. That to me might be fake. Might be fake. There are fake auctions. There are auctions that people bid up artificially with fake accounts. That could be one of them. So be careful when you see that kind of stuff and get all hyped. Like we saw a Battle Day Lily sell for like $70K one time and it was fake because it got relisted. Okay. Cracked pipe evaluation. Mr. Any low pop slabs for sale? Potentially. Yeah, potentially. We'll find out. I'll do more of these. You guys like these? So the way these will work, these purple labeled or pink labeled cards, those cards are overpriced. And some of you guys, you guys in the past would get into those sometimes because you like to put them in slab away and pay them down over time. And the way that would work is then I would go replenish it. So, but the rule is it has to be a card that I feel really, really, really confident is going to go up. That's the rule. So the card I have to feel like it's definitely going up. I don't want to do it for all cards. Okay. Ooh, so many beautiful cards, man. Here's another interesting one. Look at this guy. Charizard from Hidden Fates. Let's see what you can do with this card, huh? Okay. Cheap and affordable. Oh my God, dude. What's not going up in price is the real question. I don't even know. That's crazy. He was like $900 when I bought him. I bought him this year. All right, so we have a specialty price for him. Let me get a sleeve. Mr. Selling Heat. Please don't overprice. I'll pick that up right now. Nothing you see coming from my personal collection will be priced at a liquidation price. So we do have some cards in like the Pricey Slabs channel. These are a different kind of card. Here we are. There it is. All right, you you remind me of Louis a little bit. Louis was like that. He's like, I want your best ones, and I want them cheap. But I'm not selling those. It's like, well, you have to. What? No Metazoo? Mister's trying to buy a new house outright. No. So we're not doing anything like that. No decisions have been made. If these don't sell, that's fine with me. We are? All right. So Yugi Tao says, for Charizard Slab away. Oh, like this one right here? All right. Here you go, Yugi Tao. I understand that, mister. I want them for cheap, just somewhat competitive, but I understand you don't want to sell these. Yes. Well, if I do sell them, the problem is I have to go buy more of them. That is the rule. All right. Give me a second here. I really don't make much money doing this. I just did the calculation on it. The problem is that stupid PayPal fee, man. God, PayPal fee is ridiculous because the PayPal fee is for the entire value of the card. So it's a really huge chunk of money in the end. Don't lowball, mister. Your money is nothing more than a mere sacrifice. Oh, you're saying don't lowball, mister. You can lowball me. There it is. When someone lowballs me on eBay, I don't respond. I just go raise the price of the item they're asking about. Usually because I don't care if it sells, to be honest. All right. I remember that happening to me a long time ago. I was asking for a cheaper price on something. Happened to me a long time ago, and I never forgot it. All right, there it is. Yuki Tao. I was devastated. Devastated. Okay, good luck with that. Cool. Mister can't read CS meant. I meant not for cheap, but yeah. I don't want them for cheap, just somewhat competitive. That is competitive. So the margin, after he pays off that card, and I've paid the PayPal or the PayPal fee of like 35%, and then I make a little profit margin, and then I give the government a pretty solid chunk of that profit margin will just be taxes for the government anyways. The actual amount of profit is enough for like, I don't know, like it won't make you rich. It'll make you wealthy enough to like pay all your bills and stuff. It won't make you rich. I actually have to sell so much more than just that one card. And the margin's not that impressive either. There's other things that make way better margin. So, I kind of return to myself and say, why should I wrap all my capital up in these nice slabs doing low margin slab aways? I think that's what I realized last time. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It's just a bad idea in general. Like, so we've tried this multiple times. We've tried this. I've done this exact thing with you guys before. And what happens is my capital gets wrapped up. The margin's not that impressive, but all of my money's held for like half a year. And then sometimes you don't even pay it off. I think it's actually I think it's a bad product. Yeah, I don't know. I think we better stop this actually. I debate this with myself all the time actually, doing this concept. There needs to be another pathway. You don't come up to a farmer and ask how much for a cow. You say a ridiculous number he can't refuse. How many months do I have for that Zord? I think this is a bad idea. I think this is a bad business model. This would be a good business model if I had like a huge ball of cash and I was just in the business of renting cards or something, 6-month rental. But that's not what we do. We're actually more like in the business of grading huge numbers of cards. So this is a poor use of my capital. I should be taking that money and just getting cards graded and then liquidating the cards that have already been graded. You should be more strict on slab away, make it 3 months. No, I don't think that would. Well, that would help actually if it was finished within 3 months. That does help. I don't think people would like that though. I think the draw is the 6 months, isn't it? I mean, 3 months is hardly any time. All right, let me set these over here for now. I'm going to change the title real fast. We're going to say free giveaway, Black Bolt restocked, and what else should we do? We need to do new stuff. It's a bad business trying to sell those overpriced slabs. I think that's a bad business. overall. It's just not a good idea. I finished that Celebi in 2 days. That's true. And Celebi was getting liquidated. We were getting rid of it. Here we are. Yeah, the Celebi was cool. Here we are. You're an exception because you did that, but a lot of people don't. Here we are. All right. So. What if the neighbor comes out with the Louisiana cat and says you can have it for 1,000? I think at this point that would not happen. Let's see. All right, so we're reversing our decision to do that, the slab away with the big slabs and all that. That's a bad business model. We've been tempted to do that before multiple times. We've been tempted to do that multiple times. Mommy's on, Mister. I made over 1,000 bucks on slab away. You sold me, which I paid 500 a year ago. I'm grateful, but not fair on your end. Well, no, that's not bad. That's good for you. I'm glad that's happening to you. Same with the Southern Island Mew. But I bet you the Southern Island Mew was just a card I was trying to get rid of, sort of, you know. So we need to stick to that. The real question is, maybe I need to work harder on trying to obtain high-end slabs, because I've not been focusing as much of my time on that. So, like, for example, those were just cards out of my personal collection that I was trying to overprice and put into slab away. I think that's a terrible business model. What I should actually do is get into maybe more so competitively obtaining cards to grade and competitively obtaining already graded cards on the high end, because clearly there's a desire for that. All right, give me a second. You use a tag grader now, so your focus can only shift to grading. That's normal. Here we are. Yeah. And so I should take the same money that would have been spent on, like, Charizard or whatever. I should take that same money and put it toward buying cards to grade. All right. That's exactly the card I got, the Southern Island Mew. So let's see what's next. We have Mr. Emmanuel Valencia towards my Gengar. You got it, Mr. Emmanuel, with an E. That's unfortunate. I'm just doing the numbers, and it just looks bad. I wouldn't recommend to someone to run a business like that. I'd be like, that'd be a bad business to run. There we go. Because you'll especially get killed the moment the market turns bad and everyone decides to cancel their slab, and you got all these extra slabs, you know. There's a demand for high-end slabs, but how long will you be holding on to them for? That's a great question. I don't know how long I'll be holding on to them. Till I retire, I guess. Till I retire. Check out your Discord. Send you a business proposal. Ooh, sounds good. Okay. Sounds good, man. So, we got a lovely Machamp here. We got Quips Umbreon. We got to get some more of these slabs rotated, actually. So, we still have that to work on tonight. How's it going tonight, guys? Welcome to our late night Pokemon card live stream. All right, what do we still have here? We still got slabs to rotate through. Look at this. So we got a nice Torterra 10. That's a cool card. What's Goodington? Lots of the stuff is Goodington. Here's Jolteon. Here's Topps Moltres. And here is the Fall Airship movie. The Fall of the Airship. So that's a Brett Love card. Type in Love to be part of the giveaway tonight. There's a Mr. Brett Love giveaway. Here it is. See, looks like that. All right, cool. There is a probability the market will go down. Well, yeah, eventually the market will go down. That like in a cycle. So it goes up too high, and then it comes down, and then it goes up again, and then down, and then up and down. So, you know, it's like a zigzag. And I think, you know, it is risky to be selling these slabs at a pretty slim margin, and then to just be sitting on tons of slabs that aren't paid for. It's something we've tried to do multiple times, but I don't know. I just feel uncomfortable with it. It is. With the demand of how many cards you have to grade every month, I think your focus should be on how you're going to move those fast. Yeah, actually, that's true. We are. So that's a nice break. Here's this lady here. Cloud. And Trafalgar Law. We got, oh, there's a lovely Slowpoke. Look at that. That's the Leaf Green Slowpoke. So he's Pop 4, and he's from the Leaf Green collection. That's a really rare one. Here's a Slack Off. He's kind of like Slowpoke. And here is a black label Hello Kitty. Have them be available for non-slab away. Are we starting this mega pack thing? That looks mega fun. So this is called the Jumbo Pack Break. $40 to buy in. Your odds are 1 in 4 to pull the whole thing. You get all these booster packs. And yeah, generally, this is one of the most popular breaks of all. Goes off every time. And I swear it's been off like 30 times since we made it up. We only started doing this like 5 months ago. And it's been insanely popular. People love the mega pack, the Jumbo Pack Break. The Jumbo Pack Break. All right. Let's go ahead and grab some more slabs. Maybe we could grab some more slabs. And then after that, maybe some slabs. Ooh, look at that. Here's a nice quality slab right here. Classic Collection Scyther, 70 bucks. Here's a classic, oh, this is Call of Legends Palkia, that's good. Here's a nice Magneton 10, priced on $8.25. I should check that one. Okay. Excuse me, let's see. So, we're going to say PSA 10, Carddass Nikke. All right. Come on. Okay, that's not working. Let's try that again. Carddass Nikke. So let's do a quick check on this card, see how it's doing today. What's the waifu shuffle? I haven't seen that before. Yeah, it's a very popular thing. So just give me a minute, though. This should be a bit cheaper, actually. It's a bit cheaper, the one on the market. It's a $20 chance for a girl slab. Randomly pulled out of a box, just like the Pokey Shuffle. Have you ever seen the Pokey Shuffle? Works exactly like that, except instead of $5, it's $20. Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay, we have a nice little order from CS Man, and he says, Jumbo Pack Break. CS Man's jumping in the Jumbo Pack Break. We are. All right, we got 1 in 4. Who else wants to jump in there? If you're new, you've never participated in the stream, check out the description of the live stream. You can find it by clicking on the little dots at the top of the screen. Ooh, a little Carddass Drowsy. Ooh, price on $5.25. That was a while ago. Okay. We're going to say PSA Carddass Drowsy. Let's see. Nothing like this for sale. How about... Oh, it shouldn't say Carddass. It should say Karuta. Karuta Drowsy. Okay, nothing like this for sale. Let's try CGC. CGC. Remind me, how do the live customs work again? Let's see. Wow, I can't find anything about this card at all. It is Drowsy, though. I don't expect Drowsy to go for a ton of money. Actually, let's keep it at the current price. Live customs are $20 a piece, and they come out of a custom booster pack. The custom booster pack will contain 1 card. Could be a good card. Could be a bad card. Most of the time, it's a bad card. If you're lucky, you pull out a big, pricey slab. They get pulled from the front, so everyone can tell when it's getting hot. When the box is getting hot, everyone knows to snipe it. So you got to be careful with them. They're pretty tricky that way. If you want something randomly pulled, go with the Pokey Shuffles. Pokey Shuffles are randomly pulled. All right. Phil Vasquez, spending my old man money on a box of Black Bolt. My old man money. You got it, Phil. Phil, we're getting old, man. All right. Okay. Tossing that. So this is a box of Black Bolt. I've got $6,000 of Black Bolt booster packs so that we can try and try and pull that Victini. So that's a huge number of these boosters. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Tossing this over here. Mike said I was watching a video on Puerto Rico. Is he still watching? Yeah, he's still here. Watching a video on Puerto Rico is pretty interesting. There we go. Listening to people talk about the politics in Puerto Rico. Here we are. All right. Here's, oh, bear tick. Very nice. Oh, look at that. Here's Solosis Superior. Ooh. And Darumaka. Look at that Darumaka. Man, he's so cute. There you have it. Phil Vasquez. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. The island has some issues. And as a result of those issues, like an unreliable power grid, maybe a lack of high-paying jobs, as a response to that, a lot of young people, especially educated people, they leave the island. They run off. They say, I'm going somewhere else. And this causes a brain drain where no one stays behind to, you know, become a high earner and live in that area and pay taxes. So there's a brain drain problem going on. Anyways, that's why I heard. Thank you, Phil. Thank you so much. We have an order of CS Man Black Bolt. Oh, he's following up with the Black Bolt as well. You got it, man. Nice. Unileska Strife says hi. What's up, Unileska? How's it going? Ooh. Okay, snipping this. Snipping this. Snipping this. Very nice. CS Man, let's get that Victini pull. Oh, wow, a nice Zekrom SR. I might limit myself to 1 or 2 of these per day. Here it is. Sure. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. Doing pretty good. Working on Pokemon cards. Here's Solosis. Now you got 2 Solosis. I came across a YouTuber who has the same demeanor and is very hands-on with the card market. His name's Alpha Investments. Have you ever heard of him? I've never heard of him. Are you being silly? Are you cheating me? Here's, Zekrom. Zekrom. Yeah, that guy, I'm pretty sure that guy's a lot wealthier than I am. Here's Beartic. He just sits on tons and tons and tons of product. Kind of, you know, so he would be kind of like another guy who really is into holding huge amounts of money in cards. There you go. That's what I do, and that's what he's doing. Look at that. But I don't think he bought as many slabs as me. I bought a ton of slabs. Okay, there we go. So I can store all of my wealth in a small area, but he has to have like a warehouse for all of his. But I'm pretty sure he just has a lot more than me in the end. Either way. There are other guys like TCA Gaming. That guy was doing this before I was doing this. Like, even he was doing it for a while before I got into it. So that guy's, he's got to be a mega millionaire, dude. If he ever wanted to be. CS Man, do you deal with Final Fantasy? Yeah, we got Final Fantasy on the menu. Selling it for years. Years of Final Fantasy. We like the Final Fantasy over here. So, man, look at this. Hey, CS Man, you might like this one. This Polytoad. Let me double check his price. See if it went up or down. Last priced on $8.25. That's not long ago. Polytoad. Skyrig. The price is about right. Yep, we got PSA 10 of a really nice Skyridge card. You might be the right buyer for it. Mr. is an alpha male, the TheCardconomist. Hey, it's TM Rocky. What's up, man? How's it going, baby? Any PSA 10 Tatsugiri illustration rare English. Tatsugiri, huh? I don't think I graded much at Tatsugiri, so I don't think you're going to run into that here. Okay. Let's go ahead and rotate this. Ah, look at that Ho-Oh. Look at that Gengar. Gengar's 2 deep now. He's started now. This is 3 deep. So these 2 right here are on the move. Jungle Japanese Pack Break. That's nice. That's nice vintage. And this, in my opinion, is a very investable card, this Gengar. Is that a reverse hollow Politoed? That's exactly what it is. When I pulled it, I immediately thought of you. He's only $250, so he didn't make it into the pricey channel. I probably have a number of cards like this that are really fancy, but they were just too cheap to make it into the pricey channel. Because the cutoff is $300. Marty Bazzi says, let's do 50 in Poke Shuffles. Marty Bazzi. His name is Marty. What's up, man? Do you know where I can find out what individual Final Fantasy cards are worth? I don't know. The internet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do not know that one. TCG player, maybe? Oh, Snorlax 9 coming out for you. Maybe another one? No, just the Snorlax. Just the Snorlax, Mr. Marty. Let's take a look and see if we can find that. Right, look how full that box is. It's a lot of slabs. This? Oh, it's great. Okay, look at that. That's a great one. You're not doing too bad here. So, Monty Bazzi, this card, PSA 9. There's a Storm of Bruin. That's a Topps card. And these are really hard to grade. Oh, look at that. It used to be a gym break. That's cool. Maybe they sold it back to me or something. I don't know. Ah, I wish that was PSA. I own PSA 10s. Yeah, I own PSA 10s. I probably own more PSA. I'm sorry, did I say PSA 10s? I own CGC 10s. I don't like the racism towards CGC 10s. I really don't. I can't control how the market feels about them. I understand it does have kind of an image problem, but let me show you some CGC 10s, okay? Let me show you this. I feel like the CGC 10s look better when you show them off in a group. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start keeping my CGC 10s in a group. Let me try and find them, okay? Take me a second here. Give me a second, all right? I know I have more. Where are they? I actually don't know where some of them went. Maybe they're over here, actually. Wonder if I could have left them over here. Okay. What am I missing from this pile? We are. But take a look at this. So here are some CGC 10s. Okay, got a nice legendary collection. Oh, I know what I'm missing. I'm missing my Dragonites. The Dragonites. Give me a second. Do I have a Dragonite box? Aha! Here's another one. All right, let me show you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I got 6 CGC 10s to show off, but I actually have... Oh my God, I can't believe this fell all the way down here. That's that stupid plastic holder from the Sea and Sky. There we go. All right, now, I know a lot of people talk poo-poo on CGC 10s. I get it. It's like a lower grade than PSA 10. That doesn't mean you can't collect them. It just means they're less than a PSA 10. So let's talk price for a second. The PSA 10 of this Politoed is $350. This one's $250. So there you go. So that's kind of how it works. So I'd still consider a nice CGC 10, but I'd demand it at a lower price. That's it. Like, don't pay the PSA price. I have another one. Hold on. I got another CGC 10. Here it is. Let me show you another one. I actually keep it nearby. There it is. Gold Star Torchic. It's another interesting card. All right. Yeah. This one kind of doesn't belong with the rest. He's a bit odd. He deserves to be with some Karutas. What do you think of that? Huh? It's beautiful, right? I want to get a collection like yours, but it's like, it's seeming more impossible, LMAO. You know, the trick, CS Man, is just to get a card one at a time and store it away. And don't worry about how big or small the collection is. That'll distract you. Don't worry about those kind of things. Don't think about it too hard. Because if you look at someone else's collection, you'll be like, mine will never be that big, you know? That's like in Minecraft. Have you ever played Minecraft and someone builds a big thing in Minecraft and you think, I can't build anything that good. So you got to stay away from that type of thinking because they'll discourage you from playing. You'll see someone else build something so good that you don't want to build anything yourself. You'll be like, I'll never make anything that good. It'll actually discourage you from playing. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice right there. Yeah, let's just go put him in the Poke Shuffles. He's real nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Terror Festival Eevee. All right. Just start small. You know, I show you off like some good Charizards, right? Charizard's not the only card I hold. I hold a lot of cards. I hold all kinds of... In fact, how do you think I got this Politoed? Because one day I obtained him. I acquired him. So I hold all of them. I hold all the cards, all the different Pokemons. You don't have the cards. That was a funny Trump quote. He doesn't have the cards. Look at this Dodrio. Okay, cool. Excuse me. Whoa, big Sarah Doozaberry order. 3 boxes, OP13. You got it. Miss Sarah, 3 boxes, OP13. Let me go get them. I think I got to get them from the other room. I'll be back. Whoa! All right, here we are. Yeah, I mean, usually when you want to make somebody go, wow, you show them your Charizards, but you don't show them your Hello Kitty booster boxes because they don't care about your Hello Kitty booster boxes. But that's the thing. When you run into a guy like me, that's what I got. I got everything. I got my Hello Kitties, and I got my My Little Ponies. I didn't build my card collection off of strictly buying Charizard, which is why I'm always discouraged when I see that behavior. People like, I only want Charizard. It's like, are you sure? All right. Very nice. I see Politoed for $199. Are you sure that's a reverse holo? Are you talking about a CGC 10? I didn't see a CGC 10. Hold on, maybe I might have missed it. I do match. Oh, okay. I had to search differently to find it. No, you're right. There is one for 200. I will be happy to match that for you. Here you go. That's how pricing works on this table. So that is correct. You know, I typed something in that made it so that it didn't show up in the eBay search. Here it is. All right. There it is. That's the correct price because somebody, clearly someone posted one for 200. All right, let's get it. Miss Sarah. That's the correct price. I mispriced it. That's what happened. Oops. It's not a surprise. I mean, when you're pricing things live, you make a mistake. It's pretty easy. Sometimes with eBay, it's really tricky. Like, if you type in Politoed 25, it might exclude one of the listings. Here we are. Okay. Good. And snipping this as well. There we go. All right. Very good. What did I pay for that Polytoad? I'm curious. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Wow. I got this Polytoad in 2023 for $90 because it was a 9.5, and then I upgraded it to the CGC 10 when they did their upgrade. So this went from 90 to 200, guys. Crazy. We are. I was all into that back then. I knew that there were going to be a lot of people who wouldn't want to go through the trouble of upgrading any of their 9.5s. And I was like, I'll get it done. So I bought all kinds of 9.5s and I upgraded them. Here we are. All right. What are your usual shipping days? Great question, Mr. Grunt. We ship on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But the packages get picked up the next day. So think of it like this. They get picked up Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So you need to order shipping before she arrives. And then when she arrives, you got to pack it up. And it goes out the next day, okay? Miss Sarah Doozaberry, how are you tonight? How's life going, Sarah? We are busting out these One Piece packs. I'm busting. I finally got my Gengar. Nice. You're talking about the fossil Gengar? I looked yours over. Yours looked like it was definitely just a solid 9. It's too bad about Mr. Brett Love's Dragonite because it's kind of borderline, but I don't think it's borderline enough for a company to cross it into a 10. Listen, I stay in the hood like a transmission. What? There we are. How do you check how much you paid for them? That's pretty crazy. It's just a record that eBay keeps for you. You can look it up under purchases. And I purchased it for $90 2 years ago, but it wasn't a CGC 10. It was a CGC 9.5. Oh, ace. Back then, CGC was doing something where they were upgrading all their 9.5s into 10s. And so it was a big change in their grading. They said, hey, send all your 9.5s in. We're going to upgrade them into a 10. Now, to get that done, I knew a lot of people just weren't going to work on that because they don't understand how to do that kind of work. So they'd probably just ignore it. And so for a period of time, I was just buying 9.5s off of eBay, and then I'd send them into CGC to get them upgraded. And I did that for a while. We are. Okay, box number 2. Miss Sarah. Do you think if the market drops, PSA will get looser on their grading? I don't know. Probably not. Will the market drop? I don't know if it'll drop that hard, but I think it'll probably drop one day. Anyways, so I took a lot of those 9.5s and did the upgrades on them, and as a result, I got to flip them for a profit. And I just bought everything. Like, I bought this Polytoad. He's cool. Now, 2 years later, he's worth double. Pretty neat. All right. Pretty neat. So if he sells for the cheapest buy now price today, I stand to make about $100. That's enough for, like, going out to eat one time. Dude, when you go out to eat at, like, Chili's, and you get a $25, and she gets a $25 meal, and it's $50, and if you get a side dish, it's, like, instantly $70, and then taxes bumps it to $80, and then you need to leave a decent tip, or you get the side eye, and you feel guilty because, obviously, you can afford to leave the tip. That one trip to Chili's turns into an $80, $90, $100 trip very fast. Now, if you get like their cheapest food and no side dishes, even then it's like $60. $60. So I go through all this trickery to get this Polytoad to sell profitably so that I can afford to go out to eat, what, twice? Maybe 1.5 times? Maybe just once if it's a particularly pricey out to eat? Like, Jesus, dude. It is so hard to get enough money in this world, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be productive. You better be doing 100 things. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Cost of an out to eat so pricey. It's not even that good. It's not even that good. That's the worst part. It's nice that someone else cooked for you and brought you your food, but it's like, it's okay. Just a steak or something. Is there only a vertical stream? What's up, Francisco? We did a horizontal yesterday night, and it was horrible. The likes were so low, and the views were so mid that in the stream, people were saying we should test out vertical. So we did. We went into vertical mode, and we instantly made it up to 100 views. Not instantly. It took like an hour. But we made it up to 100 views. And so it's crazy, but I think it's a better experience even for the viewers to feel like more people are in the... more people are actually here in the chat. Like, we're meeting all these new guys. Anyone here new tonight? Who's new tonight? Anyone here new? We're meeting all these new guys, and it's actually a lively feeling. It feels nice. We are. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. No, I put that in the right spot. First time chatter. I'm new. It's new. As long as you're not stealing Pokemon cards and stuffing it in your toddler's carriage. Who's stuffing cards in a toddler carriage? That sounds like something that happened. It sounds like you're not making that up. All right. If you're in a race and you pass second place, what place are you in? You're in third place because you pushed backwards. You are? Ooh. Very nice. How do I put in an order? My first time doing this. So if you're brand new, you want to place an order, you want to open up some cards, you should. You should give it a shot. You know, these orders, they're highly entertaining. It keeps everyone in the channel, keeps them entertained. You might pull something real crazy. It's difficult, but it's possible. It happens. If you do pull something crazy, you're going to be featured in a clip, so that's part of the fun. And the way to participate is you click on the dots in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. That'll pull up the description. The description is going to give you a couple things. It's going to show you how to pay. Really easy. You just send money directly through PayPal, ZELLE, CASHAPP, VENMO, even crypto. So we just take direct payments. There's no sign up. You don't have to give me your credit card. You don't have to, you know, create an account. There's none of that. You just send direct money directly to my Cash App or to my PayPal or whatever you choose. And then you can shop around for what you want. So you can scroll down the description. You'll see a bunch of pack prices. We have all kinds of fascinating and unique breaks that you can only find here, which is another reason to take a moment out of your day and learn how to operate this. Because one day you might see a break that you really want to get into. And so it's a good idea to know how it all works. Puts another tool in your pocket for having some entertainment in your life. We are. We can explain in detail all the breaks or anything else you want to know. Shipping, international shipping, whatever you need help with. Ooh, we've been doing this a very long time. I would love to have your business. You click the three little dots in the top right corner, go to description and everything you need to know on how to order. Can we see your eBay watch list? All right, that's it. I'm finally revealing my eBay watch list. We are. Okay. Ooh. Very nice. Ooh. Very nice. Oops. Pick that back up. Here's a hollow. I personally like horizontal only because I mainly watch on PC. I hear you, man. I hear you. All right. Here's a hollow. And another hollow. That means he'll never reveal. All right. Actually, I had to update my eBay watch list. Ooh, what do we got? Nice. I need to update my eBay watch list. You know, I haven't updated it in a little while. The stuff I'm looking for, it's all sold out. All sold out. So, and I'm not buying that anymore. So it's like a new era for me. New time period. Is it worth buying a PSA 1 Gold Star? I don't know. I mean, so, ooh, Luffy Leader. All right, this last box a little bit hotter. Check that out, Sarah. Nice. Beautiful. These cards are so nice. No manga, though. No manga. We're looking for mangas. We're looking for other special pulls, too. Okay, so I get it. It's PSA 1, which makes it kind of fun, right? Like PSA 10, PSA 1. However, why not buy PSA 7? It's a much higher quality card. It's also pretty cheap comparatively to the 10 or the 8 or the 9. So it's hard to say. Sometimes people pay a premium for that PSA 1. I don't know if it's truly worth it. Yes. All right. What other slabs are available in the Poke Shuffle? Yeah, so we don't reveal the live customs, but we do reveal the Poke Shuffles. I'm going to show them, guys. I'm going to do it. Miss Sarah. Sarah, you treat me too good. Okay, you're going to get a fresh bag. Miss Sarah. Where do babies come from? They're a little stork that flies into your bedroom and you and him make the baby. Okay. All right. Whew. What was I going to do? I can't remember. We were just talking about something. Oh, I was going to show off the Poke Shuffles. All right, Poke Shuffle slabs it is. Here's the box. Oh, let's show them off. So we just put this in here. Beautiful tag Eevee. You guys see this without the sleeve. Wow, so vibrant, so pretty. A nice 10. There is a sort of value. Look, that's only 25 bucks. That's pretty much the cost to grade this. That's incredibly cheap. Zapdos. This should probably be 40, not 25. Why is it so cheap? This replaces Cubone. It's a Jolteon 10. Onyx. That's Rocket Return to Onyx 10. Look at this Charmander. That's nice. Charmander. Dratini, no rarity. Sylveon. Now that's Master Ball, right? No, that's a regular Pokeball. Bulbasaur. XY Era Mega Venusaur from Generations, notably. Only in the box for 25 bucks. It's not like we put them in for very much. We got Palafin Altart. Gardevoir. This nice Porygon. He's fun. Dragonair. Nidorina. Raichu. Pidgeotto. Zapdos. Giovanni. Scarlet Violet. Now this one's only 25 because unfortunately he graded poorly. Here is Master Ball Duskull. Articuno. Yet another Bulbasaur. 2 Bulbasaurs. And even this Legendary Collection Beedrill, which no one has managed to pull. He has been evading you guys. That's a lot of slabs. But not just that. Not just those slabs. You know what else is in the box? Spots in the live custom. The 5 live customs pull, which is worth $100. So there's some cool stuff in there. I'm going to save up and get PSA 7 Gold Star Zard. Sure, you could do that. You could do that, or you could buy PSA 10 Obsidian Flames Charizard for just a couple hundred. What's the better purchase? What if you buy the Gold Star Charizard and he goes up by 15% over time, but then you buy the Obsidian Flame Charizard and he doubles in price in like the next year? Which one was the better purchase? That's tough. What if it wasn't Charizard at all? What if both of those Charizards are overpriced? What if the trick was to buy some sort of like side Pokemon like Tyranitar or Melodic or like a Pokemon people don't think about as much? What if that was the trick? And Charizard's already maxed out. His price is already as high as it goes. You just don't know. Here, CS Mini says, I'll take the Politoed. Hell yeah, dude. All right, good price on the Politoed. Let me take a picture of it for your viewing pleasure. We're going to jump over here. It is very hard to know what to buy. Click. Okay. Good. Okay. So that's what's been going into my room. Damn, but mister, you got some cool stuff in those Poke Shuffles. They're not bad. They're not bad. There's a limit to $100 in the Poke Shuffles, so it can only have so much in it. But it's a nice little fun way to lose $5, isn't it? Tag grading for the Trick or Trade Gengar with credit, Martin Ramirez. You got it, Martin. Here it is. Oh, perfect. You have exactly $30. That works. Okay, let's go find your Gengar. Ah, here it is. All right, cool, man. Tossing this away. So hopefully you get a nice 10 on this. But if it's not a 10, it'll be a 9. That's how they grade. Let's grab a sleeve. We do tag grading middleman service. It's $30 a card. I get a faster turnaround time and a little bit of a better pricing because we're actually tag certified dealer or whatever they call it. What do they call it? What does tag actually call it? We've been saying dealer. What does tag actually call it? Oops. Affiliate? Oh, it's called a tag affiliate. Okay. All right. So Martin Ramirez. We're a tag affiliate. How cool is that? You know, doing this with tag makes me think this is what I should be doing. I don't know if we should be working so hard on trying to get Cardconomist grading running again. We should maybe just specialize in liquidating slabs that we are grading with a company that specializes in grading slabs all day, you know? I was thinking about that the other day. Ooh, so nice. Look at that Pupitar. He's so pupy. How about this Moltres? Moltres yellow from 525. Hello, new here. I'm looking to sell some sealed Pokemon product. You can always reach me in email, TheCardconomist@gmail.com, or you can contact me on Instagram or Discord to sell me some product. You're not allowed to go into the chat, though, and say, like, hey, guys, I got this for sale. We generally don't let that take place because if you do that, it's sort of the chat sort of becomes a de facto, de facto market. We had that problem back in the past, pretty bad at one point. That's when we made that rule. All right, red, green, red, blue. There is no yellow for sale. All right, well, we're going to stick with the 200 probably. Sometimes I try to see what Mr. is doing in the slabs reflection. We are jerking it, duh. All right. Ooh, beautiful. $45, huh? Let's see what the guy's going for now, this Gengar. He's a nice Gengar. Oh, it's this stupid song. I hate this song. Skip. They're jamming out a little too hard for my taste. Okay, Gengar 047. That song just goes on and on and on and on. There we go. Turn that up a little bit. All right. Oh, this Gengar's gone up in price. So he's about 50 now. Oh, it's about 52, actually. Interesting. He's looking at his luxurious hair in the slabs. Wow, I have so much hair. I'm so hairy. I'm a hairy fairy. You are? Okay. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. That's a vintage dark Pupitar from the Rocket Returns collection, and he's only $50. Probably because he's Pupitar. And people go, I don't want a Pupitar. I want Charizard. Bah. Crazy. Oh, Pokemon Red Squirtle. That's good. Okay, we've got this Hard Light. This is Brett Love's Hard Light from Master Chief Halo, Upper Deck Halo. Really cool, man. The Hard Light cards are these really thick plastic cards. They're super interesting. God, they look cool. When I saw this, I went online and I found the PSA 10 version, and I just went and bought it. It's just really cool. So that is a card. We're going to take a picture of these cards on the table now. Good. Picture time. Do you own any of those Tohoku Pikachu things? Now, I don't like Pikachu myself, so I don't buy too many Pikachus. If I buy Pikachu, it's just to sell to someone else later. All right, what we got? What we got? All right. Good. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, nope, this goes in the consignment box. There goes consignment box. Ah, yeah. Look at these slabs, guys. There's the Aerodactyl Hollow first edition break PSA 9. Surprised that there hasn't been as much interest in this. This was priced at the sale price, so I'm surprised. People must not want it because it's a 9 or because it's Aerodactyl instead of Umbreon or something. I'm telling you, people do that all the time. I only want Umbreon. You got Gengar, you got Charizard. Here's Dratini. Here it is. It's, you know, I like them all. So like Aerodactyl, I'll acquire Aerodactyl if I see Aerodactyl at a good price. I'll acquire them. If I pull them out of a booster pack, I'll say, hey, check this out. I got Aerodactyl. But it's interesting when the market comes back to you and says, oh, we only buy Charizard. It's like, Jesus, dude. Have a little fun. Oh, my God. I could just buy and sell strictly Charizards all day. But what's the fun in that? More fun when somebody says, oh, Aerodactyl's my favorite Pokemon. I played with him. He was my fossil type that I played with when I played Pokemon Black and Blue. All right, we have an order from Miss Sarah Dusenberry, Sword and Shield, Crown Zenith, Sea and Sky. All right, so we've sold 3 of those. Let me go ahead and do a replenish on that now. Sea and Sky. Okay. Replenishment. It's Jen. Good to see you. I hope you've been well. It's Jen. Hello, Jen. How are you today? Let me go get some Sea and Sky. I'll be back. Sea and Sky time. I gotta get this trash out of here from Sea and Sky. All right. Wow, I feel like it's almost better to just open it here while I'm standing because it's so huge. It's actually better to open it here. Well, here, let's bring it over. Let's bring this plastic over. We got the cardboard off of it, so there we go. All right. All right, Jen, I've done it. I've come out of the closet, Jen. I'm finally admitting that I'm a Pokemon card sexual. There. All I need is my cards. Don't discriminate against me. My parents think it's a phase. I keep telling them no. I'm going to collect these Pokemon cards forever. All right. Boop. Whoa, 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 whoa. They just don't get it. There you go. Actually, most parents really don't get Pokemon cards. They're like, are you sure you should be buying those? Mom and Dad, when you finally give me my inheritance, I'm spending it all on Pokemon. So... there we go. Ooh, Kyogre. Haha. What's Sea and Sky? It's kind of like salt and pepper. It's kind of like salt and pepper. So there we have it. Sea and Sky. Ooh. We're trying to pull some of the top pulls out of here. For Miss Sarah Dusenberry. Ready, Sarah? Here goes. I'm playing Gears on PS5 and the controller feels so amazing with the chainsaw. Nice, dude. Yeah, the Chainsaw Lancer was always such a fun idea. Here we are. That was a real defining part of the game, wasn't it? Just walking up to a bad guy and chainsawing them in half. It's like a zombie movie or something. There you go. They introduced chainsaw battles much later in Gears 3. Was it Gears 3 or was it in Gears 2? I don't remember. Might have been in Gears 2. But they're so funny. There we go. Especially in multiplayer, seeing who can tap that button faster. Mister, is that Princess Peach card purchased yet? The one that was in a break? No, it's not done yet. It is. The break is still active. Stoutland! Ruff! Here we are. Okay, got some hollows on the right. Here's Yanma. Okay. Oh. Melanie! You did it! Yay! Look at that, Melanie. She's indoors, but still wearing a coat and a hat, which is really weird. I don't know. I don't know about the design. Oh, look at that Mew, baby. You guys got to open more of this. It's a cool set. Actually, would you guys like it if I made it? Oh, you know what? I'm going to make it possible for you guys to just buy individual booster packs of this. Okay? So that if you don't want the whole set, you just want to open like 5 packs of it. Double Paris. If you just want to open like 5 packs of I'm sorry. Not Sun and Moon. Ooh, look at that Radiant Charge Bug. Of Crown Zenith from Sword and Shield. If you want to do that, you can do that instead of having to buy the whole thing. So let's get that set up. Starly. Dragalge. We've got Ponyard. Pongaro. Ah! It's always Sarah. How does Sarah always pull the best stuff? Look at that. Man. Ah! Looks so nice. That might be a 10, Sarah. Wow, beautiful. Crown Zenith is still so fun to open. Such a high-quality set. We're going to show off her pulls again after this is done. No way! Now, there's a lot of gold cards to pull from this set. Arceus, Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. So she has pulled one of the 4, but there's 3 more. And plus, there's a lot of other cool cards in this set, too. Not just the golden cards. It is. No way! The Mew is $43, says Brad Kelly. Now, he's talking probably about the raw price, not the it graded 10 price. If that Mew grades 10, it probably pays for half the box by itself. There it is. Look at that. So cute. All right. Yeah, there's some great cards in here. But I would say her pulls right here are the Mew, Melanie, and Arceus. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I like it. I like it. PSA 10 is $2,500 million. What? There we go. $250 for the 10 on the Mew. Yeah, this is the price is right on this set, man. Okay, that was Miss Sarah. I'm going to now add Crown Zenith to the menu. Pokemon English. Up at the top, Crown Zenith. And let us see. Let me take a look, okay? I got to decide on a price real fast. Thanks, Tam. You can't beat Sword and Shield. It's undefeatable. It's tricky, you know. I think we'll just continue selling it as is. I'm not going to make it an individual pack this time. I like selling it as the bundle. All right, cool, man. Next up, we have an order from Edward B. Cornelio. Stellar Crown English. Put me on any free breaks. You got me great cards. Mr. Edward, let's see. Where's that Stellar Crown? Here it is. Now, Edward, if you're new, getting into the breaks is kind of like a contest. So that's kind of how it works. It's a contest. Here we are. The hit. Ooh. All right. Let's go ahead and snip this. All right. Snipping this. Sneep. Oh. We've got... Ta-da! An easy Cinderace. What are these snipes? Instant Edward snipe. Edward just got really lucky these last couple orders. I can't promise you that'll last forever. What? He just instantly pulls Cinderace. Wow, not bad. Okay. So, yes, we do have a giveaway running, everybody. Let me show it real fast. It was a donation by Mr. Love. His real name is actually Love. Where did it go? Is it up here? That's not it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here it is. Okay, we got another free one, a Mark free one coming up next. So, what do we got here? We got one. We got OC. Aussie? 7 Aussie. We got number 2. Mike's Side. Mike's Side? Who's that guy? We got number 3. Alex PSX. Well, the mods are making it in this time. Here's Troy Malice. Here's CS Man. Here's Darren. Here's PDX. Okay, and here's Kluuld. All right, cool. Wow, finally. You made it into one, Alex. Finally. Let's go ahead and reset. We're resetting all the entries. So to get back into this break, you got to type in Love, okay? Nobody's in it currently. We just reset it. Spaghetti Resetti. Quips Blaziken. Oops. The Nintendo Bowser break. I would love to see the Nintendo Bowser break end. It's a cool niche item, and I love the idea of somebody owning it. It just makes me happy. Here it is. Okay, because it's so interesting to have handed out a Bowser. Good. What do we have now? We've got an order from Madi Bazzi. Let's do a live custom. Madi Bazzi, live custom. Here it goes. These are the live customs. You see them? We always pull from the front so people can kind of predict when a slab's coming up. Not perfectly, but they kind of get a feeling for it. In your case, you got a cold pack. Woo! Sorry, man. One cold live custom. All right. We have an order from Jennifer Yap. Pokemon English White. White people. Pokemon English White. Let's see. How many packs is that? Let me just test that real fast. I changed it. I changed it so that we would be selling them as 6 packs at a time. That's what we did, didn't I? All right, so 6 of these, Miss Jen. That's because we got rid of the Pokemon Black Bolt ETBs. We ran out. Now, we still have ETBs of White Flare, but I don't want to sell them that way anymore because it get really confusing at some point. It'll get confusing for my little brain. All right, let's get the rest of these here. All right. Good. Shining Celebi just sold for 4K yesterday. Crazy someone wanted to get rid of it that bad. Yeah, you set a new record price on it, and I promise you it's desirable to hold these high-end old Shining cards. We are. Oops. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got you, Jen. There you go. Yeah, I should mention this. Whenever you do have me ship it over to you, make sure you have it somewhere safe to put it. Like, I don't know if I would store it on college campus necessarily, okay? I don't know if that's where you plan on keeping it. But yeah, I don't know if I'd keep it at college. Keep it safe in your home, okay? Because now you actually have something, now you have something dangerous to lose. Okay. Very nice. Miss Jen, welcome back. This is it. You got the Mian Chao and the Whimsicott. There you go. Oh, I'm not regretting it. I'm happy I bought it. I love the card. Yeah, it will be at my house for a little bit, so I'm keeping everything there. Oh, I was just saying to make sure that it doesn't get stolen at college. You never know. People are ferocious, man, when it comes to, oh, hey, this guy's got a super valuable card. There we go. Karis and I have learned a lot about security over the years. Gatita. We're all dense with the security. Okay. Very nice. Alexis has to do a fingerprint and eye retina scan to get in the home. And, oh, Keldeo. Oh, very nice. I've been a fan of Blaziken, but that drawing, I've never been a fan of Blaziken, but that drawing is dope. Nice. Good to hear. I should tell Karis to draw more cards. All right, what do we got here? We've got My Little Keldeo, Mian Xiao, and Gatita. You know, that's really not bad for 6 packs, Jen. I think that's actually pretty good for 6 packs. Now, what did we do last with you? What do we do? You got a box over there. I can see you got a box, but it's full. So that tells me that you probably also have a bag. Betting you also have a bag. Oh, we have a 6 bag over here. Didn't she ship recently? She shipped. Okay, well, I'll remember that for next time. Jeff Leon. I haven't seen Jeff in a long time. Jeff Leon, Arthur. I ought to reach out and say hi to guys who I haven't seen in a little while, don't you think? All right. I love her drawings. Wish I could afford them. They are. One day they'll say, oh, it's an official Karis. I doubt it. It's just a little fun thing. Let me generate a fresh bag for you, Jen. Maybe you don't have a floating bag. I think you put Mark instead of Martin on the Gengar tag submission. That's a big deal. Yeah, I did. Mark Ramirez. Let me scratch this out. That's why when we post these, you can publicly see how it's all listed, and you'd be like, wait a second, that's mine. There we go. My bad. My B. Okay. Jen. Yap. Good. Mr. Going Crazy again. I'm going crazy. We have an order from our good friend, Mr. CS-Man. Can you check the Mew to see if he'll turn into a tag 10? Okay, give me a second here. I have to stand up to go find it. I would be happy to do a pre-grade on. I mean, if you're hiring me to do a pre-grade, I'd be happy to do a pre-grade. I get so thirsty doing this job. I totally get it why teachers always have like a bottle of water or something now. I totally get that. All right. Okay, that's not it. How about these? All right, I found it. Now, if CGC hands out a 9.5 to this card, I wouldn't really anticipate it cross-grading. It's not bad. The corners make me uncomfortable. Slightly off center on the left side. Oh, nope. I would not cross-grade this. You ready? So, that's why the TCC cross-grade is valuable. Look at that little nook right there. See that? That'll fail you right there. They won't miss it. I would not cross-grade this. I would keep it as a 9.5. That might be too high of a grade anyways. Okay, there you have it. See, that was worth it. That was worth $4 because if you had actually sent this in, you would have just wasted your money turning it into a 9. That would have turned into a 9. There we go. So we just saved you a little money on that. Now we've got, click, Joran Estrada, Peach Slab Break, 2 Mega Brave, 2 Mega Symphonia, Yippee Pokies. Ah, Pokemon. All right, let's see. Where's my Peach? I heard once upon a time they put Trump in a peach. All right, here it is, Joran. I thought Mr. was AI. Beep, beep, boop, boop. People are going crazy at the Poke machine right now. One of the ladies who restocks the machine was robbed and pistol whipped. No, no way. And the area is a super high tax bracket area too. Sad. So are you saying it's a rich person area? What are you trying to say? Or are you saying like it's maybe like more Democrat or something? I don't know what you mean by high tax area. High tax area, what does that mean? Mr. Joran Estrada, he's got some pokies. Joran. Let's go grab you a fresh card, Mr. Joran. Ash and Brock were really great friends. They were really great friends, you know what I'm saying? Really great friends. Oh, they were friends, all right. They were pretty friendly. See how, like, the inflections in your voice can imply so much? It's always fun playing with that, isn't it? So here's your win-loss card. They were pretty friendly. I'd say they were a very good friends. Just got a phone call today about my grandmother's house when she passed in May. No one informed me she had reverse mortgage on the home. Ah, that's poor. So what you're telling me is that unfortunately the home, it exists, but there's no equity in it. That's not, you know what? That's not uncommon at all. Don't feel bad about it, man. So let's see. When my parents die, I'll inherit nothing. I already know. I'll inherit $0 from my parents. I am the opposite of a trust fund, baby. That's why I got to make my own money. All right, so eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's get this box open. Good luck. Odds on a coin flip. Odds on a coin flip? Probably 48.9 to, 51.1. It belongs to HUD. I'm wondering if I can get it since the reverse mortgage is paid and done. Oh, you're saying the reverse mortgage has already been paid? I don't know what that means. I have no bag, by the way, says Mr. Joran. Thank you, Joran. Appreciate it, man. All right. My grandparents left me a mortgage. Yeah. Here's a sad thing. Karis never met her grandfather. He was a Hungarian immigrant and a computer scientist, and he owned more than one house in California, but he died without writing a will, and the state got a lot of that inheritance. And then her mother and some other family members got the value of the homes, which were sold off. Should have never sold them. But the houses got sold off to get the money out of them, and her mom inherited a pretty decent chunk of money from them, is what I understand. And then all of that was squandered completely. 100%. They have no money. We basically help her parents now. 1 and 2. Ho-ho. Joran's going to take round number 1. It's best out of 3, Joran. Are you ready? Best out of 3. You got round 1 in your pocket. You might pull this off. Oh, no. He's got a good card. That's Electivire. And... ooh, so Electivire going to Mr. Martin. It's a tie. We're moving on to round 3. Electivire versus... oh, that's nice when I move my hand out of the way. Okay, you ready? Articuno. Oh, you can beat Articuno, but if you pull like a 70 or 60 HP Pokemon, you lose. You ready? Oh, no! Clam Pearl comes out. Well, Mr. Joran, that was a first time. I hope you try again. That was a first-time gym break, and he pulled the Clam Pearl at the end. Clam Pearl is kind of like the Death Knoll. It's sort of like that's the bad card. There you go. All right. Mister, do I pay $300 for 3 cards for my one-piece deck? I don't know. So, What that means, Mr. Jordan, is you shall now have a 1 over here, and Andrew Martin shall pick up a 1 in his wins category. He's almost break even at this point. So Andrew's almost at break even. Whew. Okay, he's probably feeling okay about that. I tell you what I'll do for tonight, since this might be your Jordan Estrada. I'm going to put you over here, okay? I don't know how many times you've been in a break like that, but we're going to put you for free on this. Jordan Estrada. All right, just for fun, man, you're over here. Now, we got right Andrew Martin on this. Pain. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. That's all part of the fun, though. Can't believe it's Andrew Martin, right? If it wasn't going to be you, it would have been him. He'd have been like, ouch. So that is the fun of it. There is another poker card, though. This Bowser Mario poker break is pretty cool. It's a 1 in 8, so your odds are lower, but the risk reward's higher. So like if you get pulled, you get a seriously cool card. All right, now 2 Mega Brave, 2 Mega Symphonia. Welcome to the world of Pokemon breaks. It feels pretty bad until finally a break goes your way and kind of makes up for all the cold breaks you've been in. It is. Let's see. Of course, for every now and then, somebody never gets that win, and then it just ends sad for them to give up. Wanted the Peach card for my girlfriend. I might have a Zelda card. Of course, these should be sold together. Look at that. That's pretty cute. What do you guys think of that? That's cute as hell. Okay. Getting. Me too, brother. That's why I got it. Princess Peach. I just wanted the Princess Peach card because it's the perfect Gooner card. All right. They donated it to Church Right. Oh, yeah. So the story of the squandering of Karis's parents' inheritance. So her mother did inherit, from what my understanding, a pretty decent chunk of money from the sale of like multiple California homes. And apparently they were nice. But these would have been homes purchased a long time ago, like in the 70s or the 80s or something like that. And they were sold probably like 20 years ago or something. So they're not worth what they would have been worth today. Look at that. 2 cards. Look at that, Jordan. You're getting lucky anyways. Anyways, her father. Oh, yeah, nice little Ivysaur too. You did good, man. You're perfectly okay. Yeah, you got lucky in your packs. Both Ivysaur and the girl are good pulls. Now, so her father also inherited some money. He kind of brags about it, you know. He kind of talks about, yeah, I got all this money. My dad was so his dad was like some salesman guy who was real well known in St. Louis or something like that. And he had a successful job, like in advertising, I guess. I don't know what it was. And he was involved in the politics and stuff like that. And he left an inheritance for the dad, too. So the mom had an inheritance and the dad had an inheritance. They both received a nice chunk of money. Today, they are paycheck to paycheck. That's it for them. Paycheck to paycheck. And they had a housing crisis that we had to help with. And we sort of manage that home now. And we're preparing for them to have a medical crisis because we know they're not going to be able to take care of themselves then. So that is on our list of work. And we just gave them that little car for really cheap. Should have sold it for like triple what we sold it to them for because they have a car that's breaking. So it's an interesting story. You know, you learn a lot about people and money from your experiences in life. When I hear people talk about, well, you just need to cut me a check and I'll turn my life around. I think the vast majority of people, if you just gave them a big chunk of money just for free, give them a couple of years, they'll lose it all again. Because the problem is deeper than just, oh, we need free money. It's more like we need a different belief system about money. That's what is really necessary. So you're going to go in the JO box. All right. Actually, which box should I put you in? The Jordan box or the Jorge box? I think we'll put you in the Jordan box because JRE is closer than JRG. There we go. All right. One of the things I learned is they received money multiple times. Karis received a little cut of money from her grandfather, and so did her brother. They both received a cut. and she has a half-brother who received a cut as well. They all received a cut. Karis used all of her money toward college. So that's how she met me in college. She was in there because of some inheritance money helped her get into college. And then her brother basically gave all his money to his dad, who then just put it into the house, but then he lost the house because he mismanaged their funds. And the dad talked the other brother out of his money too. And in both cases, he made them donate a bunch of money to the church, like tithing, right? So here are these people who could really use some money. Her stepbrother could really use some money. He needs help. And the stepdad talks him into giving like $10,000 to the church. The church doesn't help him. The church has never helped this guy. And he's just talked into giving it away. Like it's this moral, you got to do this. Jesus said so. And so I watched him do it. And I was just so frustrated when I saw that. I was like, oh my God, this guy really needs help with money. He's the guy who needs help with money. And he's being made to tithe or something. I was like, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. So, and then eventually, of course, they lose that home. And because they were not prepared for a medical emergency. And yeah, it was just really bad. I've learned not to lend money to close friends the hard way. Was owed about, yeah, I loaned my brother money, and he decided not to pay me back. He just told me, well, I don't gotta pay you back. Don't put me in no box. You go to the box. A box of your fears and your greatest insecurities. Was owed about $9K because that idiot couldn't pay for his car and it got repoed. We ain't friends no more after I got it back. Dang, dude, that sucks, man. Yeah, you know, much of life is just taking care of yourself. And if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to lose your friends or your family. You got to take care of yourself. Savage Berry, 2 boxes of OP13, 2 spots in the jungle, 2 raw shuffles. Oh, you got it, Sarah. But so, yeah, her family actually received a pretty significant chunk of money. And I came from a really poor family where we had to be very clever with money to survive. But I just kind of watched them squander it all. And it deeply upset me because I knew one day they were going to need help with medicine. I even talked to them about it. And before it all went down, before it happened, I said, one day you guys are going to need money for medicine. And the dad was all mad at me for bringing that up because obviously it's none of my business. And then that's exactly what happened. All right, you got a nice little trick-or-treat Pikachu, but I'm afraid this is actually considered a cold pack. Is it? Sort of. Well, actually, oh, you know, this is like a whole round of trick-or-trade packs. Think about it. A trick-or-trade pack comes with just 1 holo. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's kind of like 7 trick-or-trades. I don't know if that was treated as a cold pack. That might have been treated as a hit pack. Anyways, yeah, it was really upsetting. It was really, really upsetting seeing them sort of have this big advantage and then just sort of lose the advantage and then be like, hey, you guys got any help for us? We'd love some help. It's like, man, I wish I'd been receiving as much help as you did. You received help your whole life. I never received help. And now I have to give up more of my income. I have to give up my money that I earned for you because you didn't spend the money that you got for free correctly. There we go. All right. They got money for free, lots of it. And I got to do nothing for my childhood. I got to do nothing in my teenage years but work. And I worked my booty butt off just in time to give them more free money because they made terrible decisions. That'll make you a conservative right there, guys. That experience will turn you into a conservative when you see people able to do that and feel no shame about it. They don't apologize. They don't feel shame. Very upsetting. It is. They don't tell Karis to donate to church. No, well, it was too late. I had my claws in her, you know. It was too late. I was financially educating her. I was like, don't do that. What are you talking about? What's the church done for you? You don't even go there. You don't go to that church. that money doesn't go to God, it goes to the clergyman. That's his money. That's why he owns a $4 million ranch house, which he did, by the way. There we go. His name was like David Crank, and I looked him up for cares. I said, here he is. He owns a $4 million ranch house. Yeah, he needs a lot of tithing. Crazy, dude. He was one of those, you know, one of those really rich guys. Anyways, yeah, the dad tried to, well, he tried to take her money too when it was time for the inheritance to be handed out. So the inheritance was to be handed out at a certain age of the oldest child, which was the stepbrother. And so he reached that age while I had met Karis in college. And so the inheritance became available. And the money was squandered instantly for the two boys. But since Karis knew me, I made her put all the money into college. But the dad wanted the money. He had talked to them since they were children and told them since they were children that that's God's money and that he has to be in charge of that money when it becomes released. So he was very controlling. And when I told her brother that he doesn't have to do that, her dad actually got really pissed off at me, and he did not want Karis and me to be together. Yeah, that was years ago. He doesn't feel that way anymore, but initially he did not want us to be together. Of course, back then I was broke, right? I was broke. I was a non-Christian kind of guy telling his kids, hey, don't give your money to your money squandering dad. Why don't you go buy a home with that? Why don't you pay for your degree? That's what I was saying, and he did not like that. So, but his plan for their money was to go to him, and I was saying that wasn't your grandfather's wishes. Your grandfather's wishes was that that money would go to you. So, and this was like shocking back then to Karis. Karis was shocked by those ideas. She's like, wow. Because she lived kind of an insulated life with her parents and had never had anyone tap her on the shoulder and be like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You don't owe him a penny. That's your grandfather's money that he gave to you. He could have given it to your dad. He could have given it to your mom. He already gave your mom a huge chunk of money that she immediately lost because she gave it to your dad. We are. All right. And they lose that money doing massive church donations. That's how they lose it. So he goes to church and he like buys people vehicles at church. It's very ironic because Karis and I were sharing one vehicle, my vehicle, when we were in school, and it broke. And then we struggled really bad because we badly needed a vehicle for school. She had no vehicle and mine broke. It was a broken head gasket. I had to buy a new car on the fly using leftover money. So it put a lot of pressure on us financially, and we had to move so fast, you know, because when you're in college, you don't have time to car shop. Yes. All right. And you have so little money, it really restricts your options. I bought an 1800 manual transmission Ford truck that was 25 years old. And it did great. It did so good for us. It's a lucky thing. Sounds like my dad, he lost all his money, now living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm convinced if you just give people a big chunk of money, like COVID checks or like whatever it is, give them a little bit of time and they're going to lose it all. They're like a black hole for money, which is why I don't really think, I'm of the suspicion, I'm of the belief, of the philosophy that cutting a check of money and handing it to someone does not solve wealth inequality. It does not solve poverty. Like all the money we've sent tons of money to Africa. How's Africa doing? Where did it all go? We've spent so much money on entitlements in America. Where is it all? Where did it all go? Where's all the good stuff that came out of it? It's nowhere. It's been lost. It's lost forever like a black hole. All that entitlement money gone like a black hole. And so when people don't understand money, when they don't understand it, when they don't have discipline to stop spending, when they got shopaholic, when they got, hey, I'm just going to buy beer, I'm going to buy this big-ass truck, when they got drug addictions, perhaps, I don't know, whatever it is they're doing, I think a lot of it is just buying like vacations, to be honest. Big, pricey vacations. You buy a big card, maybe like a $10,000 card. Well, guess what? Now you can sell a $10,000 card. The money hasn't gone anywhere. You buy a big $10,000 vacation, it's gone forever. Gone. So, you know, I think it's just people that don't understand money very well, and you can't help them. And you can give them lots of money, and they're a black hole for money. They'll spend it as fast as you give it to them. Sort of like the way people have like a drug addiction or like an overeating addiction. Like I overeat too much. You have to take the dessert out of the home for me to stop eating it, or you have to hide it so that I don't bother looking. I feel like that's how money works for some people, and they constitute the part of the society that needs the most help with money. And then people have these really not so clever ideas that, hey, I know how to help them. Just give them a bunch of money. They'll never solve it. Never. You can go to California and give all the homeless people lots and lots of money, and they'll never solve it. They'll never solve it. And that's what they've been doing for many years. Think of what else could have been done with that money. Think of all the things we could have built. And instead, all your money goes to people who are probably just screwing around, bumming around, doing drugs, not wanting to do a job, obviously. Seriously mentally deranged, perhaps, which sometimes is not their fault, but sometimes it is their fault. Sometimes it's like they did too many drugs and it cooked them, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, it's a black hole for money. It really is. And you should be keeping that money in your pocket and investing it. That should be you earned it. That's your money. It's my money and I want it now. If you're a productive citizen, I think most of you guys in this stream are, if you're productive, if you're working a job, that's your money. And you're like a slave for the government to hand that money out to a money black hole where they just dump the money into someone else's pocket and it disappears. But first, the government keeps a chunk too, right? They got to pay themselves first. So like these redistributors, they say, well, I'm a redistributor. I got to earn, I don't know, $120,000 a year to live in my government job. So that happens first. And then they put that money in someone's pocket who doesn't need your money. They didn't earn your money. And then they spend it on some goofy thing that's valueless, like fireworks. You know, and then the money's gone. It's gone. It's nothing. They didn't invest in a business. They didn't open a business. They didn't do anything good with it. Nothing productive. It's just gone. The more a society does that, the more the society falls apart and goes broke. That's just how it is. And everyone feels bad about, ooh, yes. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's a beautiful embossed Luffy. Check this out. Oh, baby. Look at that. Very nice. I think people need institutions like a fat camp. You know, if you send people to fat camp to lose weight, you need institutions for people who spend their money so unwisely that the government has to spend money on them or something, right? But that'll never happen, so I don't know. The best thing to have is to have a low-tax society where everyone's free. That's why I think America's so great. You're in a low-tax society, you have freedom. High taxes is slavery. That's what it is, truly. When you want to talk about slavery, nothing's closer to slavery than working and getting nothing for your work. That's like the definition of slavery. Pretty close anyways. It's like slavery, but nice slavery. Right, like you talk about Germany. We talked about Germany in the daytime stream. We talked about Germany in the daytime stream and their outrageous tax rates. It's basically polite slavery to have somebody go to work all day and then take virtually 50% of all their income. 50%. In one way or another, right? Because they get it through sales tax, they get it through property tax, and they get it through income tax. Now, if you earn good money in Germany, they definitely just take 50%. They actually probably take more than 50. If you're more a middle class, maybe it's just about 50 after you add everything up. Here it is. What do you think about internships that don't give pay? It's good to have an internship. If the internship gives you a good label for your resume, like Coca-Cola or something, I'd take it. Check the description. Where to order. Vacations and fireworks are a big waste of money. They're nice. I don't hate vacations and I don't hate fireworks. But if you're somebody who's about to have a medical emergency, don't buy them. Focus on preparing for your medical emergency. Did my ZELLE order go through? My dad spent his money on tools for his fancy shed. Let's check the ZELLE orders. We have an Andrew Martin ZELLE order. Hell yeah, dude. All right, that was Sarah Dusenberry. 2 spots in the jungle as well. Let me get that for you, Miss Sarah. All right, the spicy jungle break, guys. Sarah with her wonderful embossed pull here. Okay. Very nice. Fat Camp? Yeah, Fat Camp, bro. Let's see. All right. Oops. There we go. I'm trying my best to lose weight. It's tough, man. It is. It's tough, you know. You're tempted all the time by delicious food. But that's really all it is. It's just eating less. Okay. What do you think about internships that don't get paid? Again, so my answer for that is if it's a really reputable internship, I definitely go for it. Definitely. 100%. Here it is, the pack split. So that brings us up to 5 out of 10. There it is, 5 out of 10. Free healthcare, be good also. It's not really free though, right? What you mean is healthcare that's been socialized. We are. I think there's some argument for free healthcare. I think if you're giving out free healthcare to young people, that makes actually a lot of sense. I think you don't want to make it 100% free. I think as a person ages, you should ask them to be responsible for their own healthcare. We are. Rapidash. So in other words, you know, if they're this older person, ask them to spend their own money first before spending the government's money, which is really my money and your money. And I think that's a very important thing to maintain freedom and to maintain responsibility as well, because it tells people, hey, I better keep in shape. I better stay healthier because the government's not going to bail me out. Andrew Martin, Bowser Mario break. Oh, yeah. Bowser Mario. Bowser Mario. Here it is. Andrew A. Martin. I like the fireworks where I can pretend I have a wand shooting out balls like Harry Potter. Ooh, I watched a video where one of those broke and it blew up in a guy's hand and you can visibly see his fingers fly off, which is why they're called Roman candlesticks. That's why the Roman candlesticks always say not to do that. It blew up in his hand. It wasn't supposed to, but it blew up in his hand. It was a faulty one. And he was expecting it to just shoot balls out one end. It was shooting human fingers. Ouch. I missed the landscape stream. Ah, yeah, that's one, Cody. It's banned here on Oahu. Roman candles. What's up, Ivan? How's it going, Ivan? Ozempic time, mister. I'm getting on Ozempic. Here's Electabuzz. Clued. Here's Slackoff. I've heard some good things about it. Here's Vulpix. Here's... Oh, that's beautiful, man. Look at that Flareon. God, if only that had graded 10. But you can see from the centering, it was never going to grade 10. All right, man, that's a good one. I'm going to put that one in the Poke Shuffles. Tonight would be the night that I'd fall for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Good. What is this? So dark. Flareon. 9. Yeah, they're one of my favorite fireworks. Did some stupid things with them when I was younger, though. Oh, yeah, me too. Erica was my older sister. She has these friends that were just nuts with fireworks. They were crazy with fireworks. I never forgot this. One guy put like a firework in his ass and like lit it off and like burned his ass cheeks. Another guy put it like in his crotch and did basically the same thing. But they were just having fun and didn't give a 2 craps about, you know, safety or anything. They were just having fun. They were fun people. We'd go to like Six Flags with that group. It was an exciting time. Mr. Edward, Obsidian Flame English. Oh, yeah. Where's my Obsidian Flame? You got a price for that Zelda card, or are you selling it as a set? Really ought to sell as a set, in my opinion. Oh, it looks like I've already... We used to have Roman candle duels. My family was nuts with fireworks. My dad would spend all his money on fireworks. Not smart, but he would. He'd spend like hundreds of dollars. And I mean, it created special memories for sure. He and the other neighbors, his last name was Cook, so it's Mr. Cook. And they were kind of a kindred spirit. They were both a little crazy. You know, they had sort of like a, I don't know how to describe it, like an old boys kind of feeling, right? They were just kind of inappropriate, kind of rude. And, yeah, they were both that way. Sort of like greasy used car salesman feeling almost. And when they got together, they were more toxic. It was a really interesting phenomenon, right? I think guys do that sometimes. Well, they just lived across from each other, and so they hung out all the time, my dad and this other guy, and they did all kinds of fun things together, though. They would do, like, the Christmas lights. They were nuts with Christmas lights. Oh, my God, let me tell you. They must have hung up thousands of Christmas lights during Christmas, and our part of the neighborhood was so crazy as a result of it. And what it was is they worked together to make it insane. Like, they made this big wire mesh, covered it in lights, and then hung it up between our two trees over the road. So the UPS man would drive under it, right? And they had to make it tall enough that the UPS truck could clear it. And they worked so hard on that. They had me help a lot. That's why I know this so well. Since I was so good at climbing trees and so small, I had to help, you know, stabilize it between the branches. I had to climb into the tree and work with them. And they did all kinds of crap like that. They were really into Halloween. Yeah, they were all about the holidays. And fireworks was a crazy one. They would buy just bonkers amounts of fireworks. They used a blowtorch to light the fireworks up. You know why? Because a blowtorch would be able to light up more fireworks at a time. So, of course, what you do is you light up like 20 fireworks. You turn that blowtorch on, you go like that. They'd all light at once. It was crazy. And I remember this. My sister, she got shot by one of the big fireworks in the hip, and it left this massive bruise. But which we all had fun. She didn't care actually that much, but it was kind of a crazy moment. The firework didn't shoot the right way. You know, fireworks are erratic that way. It went to the side, boom, blew up right on her hip. All right, let's see. Can you show me your favorite Primeape card? Mr. Edward. Primeape. Probably Dark Primeape from the Rocket Collection, but I don't have one on hand. Mr. Edward. Probably Dark Primeape. Those are some good memories. Yeah, they're really strong, unique memories. Okay, and now we have Kushal Chetri. What's up, man? He wants an OP13 box from the looks of it. What's up, Kushal? All right, I believe he is a new gentleman. It's nice to meet you. I believe he is a new gentleman. And they are priceless. You can make that argument. That's kind of how they get you to spend money on things. They say, these memories are priceless. Yeah. I'm more financially conservative, so I don't agree with those thoughts. We are. I have a 200-foot dock I shoot off of. So fun. Oh, that's cool, man. All right. Let me log back into this real fast. And let me jump. Actually, let me do this thing real fast. Give me a second here. Here we are. All right, there we go. All the people here, welcome. All right, so one whole box of OP13. You ready? Ta-da! Tossing this over here. Ooh. Haven't lit a firework in 7 years. I lit one that didn't explode in the air and landed on a neighbor's roof. It never went off, but it was a wake-up call. You know, how about those fire lanterns? You know what I'm talking about? Those seem like 100% like they're designed to start a forest fire or set someone's roof on fire. Actually, it's probably pretty hard to set someone's roof on fire. They're just made out of a pretty resistant material, right? Roofs are. So I wouldn't worry about the roof. But, you know, if you got that firework to land in a dry tree and it sat there and it smoldered, That would be extremely scary. I'd be much more concerned about a firework landing in a dead tree or a tree with old dead leaves on it and setting fire to the tree. Because if a tree lights up, you're in mega trouble. You got to call the firefighters right away. That's dangerous. Do I need to pay for shipping again if I go again? Oh, that's why I didn't understand the price here. So you've paid for a round of shipping. Is that right? Here, let me look this up. I was going to say, I didn't think that price looked right. Let's see. Ah, I see. So you paid for a round of shipping. So the way it works, you actually didn't have to buy shipping at all yet. You just buy shipping when you want to. So you can add as much stuff together as you'd like and then ship it all together. And it's always $9. It's a flat fee. And so that means if you put 10 pounds of Pokemon cards together, still only $9 to ship it. So it gets better as you add more to it. What I can do for you, I can write on your bag. I can write on your bag that you paid for the shipping already, and you can just keep adding to the bag. Sound good? Nice to meet you, by the way. Here we are. Okay, ooh. Lovely. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Oh, here's a holo. Here's a holo. This is also a holo. Lovely. Every pack comes with a holo. We're looking for your special hit cards, though. What are those going to be? Here's an SR. He will hold your cards at this place for a year. Yes, you can store your cards over here. Well, they do get stored by default for up to 1 year. Don't leave them here for more than a year, though. Oh, look at that. Oh, you gonna pull a nice cover art Luffy, huh? That's cool, man. How's that for your first time order? So that is called an SEC star card. Nice, dude. Okay, here's this. If I pay for shipping to Korea, can I pay for the import fees now so I don't have to deal with them when it comes here? Ooh, that's an interesting question. So I'm sure I could work with you to get it shipped to Korea. The only one I'd be worried about is the Celebi. That one could actually be really hard to ship to Korea. You would be so much better off having me ship it to you in the United States. The tax on such a big, heavy card could be ridiculous. And it would be a very bad idea for me to undervalue the card. So if I could just try to sneak it to you. But if they actually pop the package open and see that you've got this mega expensive card inside the package and that we didn't fully declare it, they could penalize you for that. They could charge you a fee. So what you really don't want to do, you don't want to pay that import fee, especially if you're going to come here to the US anyways, where I can just ship it to you and you can have it on your person. Because you can just have it on your person and I'm pretty sure you can try to just carry it into Korea. And that might be the best way to get it into Korea. But if you have me ship it and they scan the box and they open it up and detect that you got this super high-end card in the box, they could do like a penalty or a fee. So I don't sell cards that big all the time. I recommend we take it real slow. And I recommend that you definitely let me ship it to you in the US. It's such a you have basically a huge advantage that other international buyers don't have. And that is the ability to pick the card up in the United States. So you have a huge advantage. You don't want to pay those fees. Those fees get really crazy. It's much higher than you think it is. Here it is. All right, let's see. Yeah, you might just be able to carry it on your airplane bag with your school books or something, and then just walk right into your country with the card and pay nothing on it. That's what I would try to do anyways. Because they don't quite keep it like, they don't treat it like cash or gold at this point. But if I ship it to you like an import, they probably won't check it. Like the odds of them checking are low, and yet it's not zero. It's not zero. Here we are. Yeah, the odds of them checking your package is pretty low, but it's not zero. They don't check too many times. Not worth the risk, in my opinion. And then declaring it for full value, that would just, it would make me feel bad for you. I'm going to wait until I go to America. Yeah, when are you back over here? Let's see, what time is it? It's, we're in the fall. Yeah, hopefully you're here soon again, and you can just store it over here. You got no problem with that. And it's such an advantage. You have this huge advantage over other collectors being able to just stop in the US. Hey, what's up, Mr. Lim? How's it going, man? I'm scared I'll forget about my cards here. I tell you what, I'll never do that to your cards where we do a repo, because I know you're active, okay? So we'll leave them alone for a long time, okay? Besides, the Selby's too valuable anyways. I could never repo a card like Selby. Not only could I never repo that, you'll never let me repo it because it's too valuable. You're not going to forget about it. Okay, we have a Tammy Lowe order. Use my credit for Slab Away. Tammy, you shouldn't have. Okay, now I see you bought another box of OP13. Mr. Kushal, but we are going to get the other people on the list done first because they've been waiting longer than you. So here is that. And Tammy's got a slab away. Miss Tammy. All right. She's got a Mew. Ooh, that's heavy. That's a heavy-ass box, man. Oh, Tammy. Ah, here it is. Found it. Tap the 3 dots, then expand the description. That's right. That's how you find the menu. There it is. Where are you based off of? I live in Lake of the Ozarks. Like from the TV show on Netflix, Ozark. I live in that exact place. I actually also live on a lake house, just like he did in the show. How cool is that? All right. It's a really nice lake house that we got at an unusually good price. So we'll be sad if we sell it. So we'll put this here. And then it says 127. Oops, forgot to subtract this. So, Mister, you're not in Indonesia anymore? Well, you know, I grew up in Indonesia, and now I'm in the U.S. But I cherish my Indonesian days. 168. Besides, Indonesia has all the hotties. There you go. The women in the U.S., they're all like, oh, feminism. Gross, dude. All right. So, thank you, Tammy. I'm going to remove you from this list. Ta-da. So now we've got an order from Mr. Joran. He says 4 of the Gundams, 1 live custom, 5 Korean EV heroes. All right, let's get it. 4 Gundams. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 live custom and 5 Korean EV heroes. Whoa, we're running really low on Korean EV hero. It's pretty interesting. Wait. That is Electric Breaker. Wrong set. Similar looking box, wrong set. You are. Oh, okay, give me a minute. Fresh box, huh? Wait, you grew up in Indonesia? Yeah, I'm originally from Indonesia. Brother, ew. All right, how's the situation back there? You asking me how it is in Lake of the Ozarks? Pretty relaxed. Not too much happens out here. It's pretty relaxed. Not too much hustle and bustle. It's just a place to play in the water. It's very beautiful during the fall, by the way. It's almost shockingly beautiful. That is one of the upsides to living in a place like this during the fall. It's like something out of a movie, how pretty it is. Okay, now we need to get you 1 live custom. There we go. Indonesia. Oh, Indonesia is great. One of the best countries. It is. Ooh, beautiful. All right. Very good. That is your pull from the live customs. So it's kind of like you paid 20 bucks for this common card. Pretty rough, actually. Now, the goal with the live customs is to get lucky and pull a big slab out of the box. I just came back from Indonesia for holiday. Oh, that's very cool, man. Obviously, I'm just joking that I'm from Indonesia. We had a guy from Indonesia come in, and he was asking if I was Indonesian. I was like, yeah. But, you know, I'm not Indonesian. Still, I don't know too much about Indonesia. I'm sure it's a lovely place. We are. Very nice. I've seen it on the map. But other than that, I don't know much about it. There's a lot of countries I don't know much about. Here's, I've opened Indonesian Pokemon cards. I think I made a video on it. I think I've opened a couple Indonesian Pokemon cards. Oh, look at that. Here we are. All right. Okay. Ta-da. What do you think? Good RNG. Does Indonesia have the hotties in it? All right. Ooh. Pack number 3. Ah, there you go. What do you got here? You've got an R+. Check this card out. You want to see it? Zoom in for you here. Beautiful. That's R+. It's an example of what a kind of a hit looks like. You're looking for R+, C+. You're looking for a ++, though. That would be a major hit. Okay. Oh, yeah, definitely. All right. Nice, dude. Okay. Very nice. Phantasmal drop on PC today. Good. Oh, yeah, Phantasmal. That reminds me, we got to get Mega Evolution queued up. All right. Mr. Joran with the J.O. All right. So we put your bag right over here. Ta-da! Thanks for making another order tonight, Mr. Joran. You need toys on screen. You hit the Zoomy kids. Yeah, let's get toys on stream. Hey, look at this. Master Ball Gengar break. That's a pretty good break. Not gonna lie. Here's Golduck. Here's Black Label Hello Kitty. Here's Torterra. And here's Bulbasaur, PSA 6. Okay, these are off screen. You can't see them. We're gonna take a picture of this now. Before I leave, give me a price on the Zelda, please. So they're probably going to be sold as a group, and it's probably going to be like $160 for the group. Actually, no, I think it'll be $200 because it has an additional card. It's got a Joker card in it. Let me show you real fast, okay? All right. I better check into that, okay? Give me a second. Okay. That's called Queen of Hearts. Yeah, so I'll probably do $40 per card, but I'd like to sell them as a group strictly. So that's 40. Now this guy Tingle is in too, right? Because he's actually from Wind Waker. This is from Wind Waker. This is from Wind Waker, and this is from Wind Waker. So there you have it. I believe that's a set of 5 cards, $40 each, which is pretty good. $40 each is good. $40 for any. Look, there's some kind of smudge on this one. Crazy. So that can be washed off, I'm sure. So look at that. Zelda. You got Link there. Zelda. Ganondorf. Ganon. The harp that the duck girl, the cute little duck girl plays. And then there's Tingle, who's really gay. So that's 5 slabs, $200, $40 each. I mean, come on, $40 for a 10. I think that's really good. I think this is a very solid card. All right, you're getting 5 cards for $200, and they're all PSA 10. Okay. Oh, yeah. Is there a link for the packs for sale? Hey, what's up, man? You got to check the description of the live stream. The description of the live stream. Click on the little white dots on the upper part of the screen to take a look at the description. Expand it when you click on the description, expand it, and you'll see how to pay, and you'll see all the packs for sale. For those of you who've been around for a while, look at how many new people we're running into in the vertical mode. It's tons of new people, and we were just not getting this in horizontal. Mark J. Valerian says a box of Mega Symphonia for Troy Malice because he's a G. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. You're scaring me, Mark. All right, Mark. Let's see. All right, here we are. There we go. Is that Mark Wahlberg? How come you're not doing horizontal? I can't stream it on my TV now. Because apparently vertical is way better. Vertical is way, way, way better. Here we are. Meeting lots of new people in vertical. Here we are. That is the reason. Oh, right. It's the September list. Oops, 495. All right. Very good. Now let's start snipping this. This is one whole box of Pokemon cards from Mark to Troy. Okay. Very nice and very nice. I snagged my first submission from a Symphonia box. Tossing this. All right. Let's start steeping. Sneaping along. Sneap. All right. Sneap. Okay. And we'll snip this. Sneap. Lots of sneeps going on here. All right. And one more sneep. Sneep. All right, it's all been sneeped. The sneepening. The sneepening. Very nice. Cold. 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 Every pack is cold. It's like a bad box. Cold. Ah, there's Gardevoir. Ooh. Oh, Delibird. Look at that Delibird. Okay, set that there. That reminds me of the first time I started working with my current supplier. It was when VMAX Climax came out, and I needed a restock. And I just met him, and I said, all right, can you restock this for me? Oh, man, look at that. Manectric. Nice looking. Beautiful. Anyways, so I buy a case of the VMAX Climax off of him, and I start opening it, and it's a scam case. It's got fake product in it. It's got resealed boxes in it. And I remember I almost decided to never work with him again, but he fixed it. He said, whoa. He said that he got scammed too, basically, that he had sourced it in Japan, and that the guy who gave it to him had scammed him. I was like, damn, dude. There it is. Kangaskhan. Getting scammed on a whole case of cards, it's pretty pricey. Pretty pricey. Here's Inteleon. Spaghetti-on. Cold. Alakasham. It's Alakasham. Cold. Inteleon. Cold. 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 The Alakazam's a great pull. No! Rare candy! You always got to hope for that big hit to come out. Oh, you got Obama Snow. Cold. Kyle Gray. And Meganium. There it is. That's one whole box from Mark to Troy Malice. All right, Mr. Troy. So what happened next? I had to get rid of the boxes. So we got rid of the boxes. Because they were just full of, like, garbage. They weren't full of anything. And then he sent me a fresh case, a case that fixed the first one. And he and I went on to do enormous amounts of business together. Yeah. He and I have done hundreds of thousands of dollars of business. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't have to source his cards that way anymore. I think he gets direct distribution now. They are. His prices are really competitive, though. He knows how to keep me fighting for better prices. So, did you need a new bag? Oh, he needs a new bag. That's what's going on. Okay, cool. I was about to say, I was like, why don't I see a bag in the usual place? Good. All right. This other supplier that I've been fighting with, he's a nightmare, dude. I finally told him recently to finish my orders or I'm running chargebacks. And once he finishes those, because if he doesn't, I will run the chargebacks. Once he finishes those, I'll never order from that guy again. He's horrible. There you go. He is real bad. One more box of Pokemon Black CS Man. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, bit of a line there, huh? All right, I'm back in here. I brought in some more OP13 because I know we got an order of that coming. Actually, let me stack it real close to me. There it goes. And now let me sit down in my chair. There we go. All right. Okay. Yep. All right. Oh, yeah. Let's get it. A lot more people, new people pop in. That's why I'm saying, like, we just weren't experiencing that with the horizontal mode. And I know why. It's because YouTube's not exposing the stream to anyone. It's not advertising it. And this stream's getting advertised like crazy. Do you have Tauros 10 of Diamonds? I probably have graded that before, but I currently am pretty sure I don't have one. There we go. My girlfriend's asking if you have Hello Kitty cinnamon roll. I think I do. Cinema roll, right? I believe I do. We can go hunting for them right after this. All right, CS Man. So sit tight. I'm going to show you some Hello Kitty cards. The prices might be out of date. They might be too high. They might be too low. I don't know. But they're probably out of date. But I'm going to pull up some Hello Kitty cats. Meow. Hello Kitty. I graded them a while back, and they've all been selling slowly. But I have fewer of them than ever before. They've been selling through. Master Ball Bahiam. All right, picking up a Master Ball. Wow, Bahiam really likes you, Mr. CS Man. You got multiple Bahiams. Haxorus. There it is. Please show if you don't mind. So I will try to find the ones that are easy to find because I think they're spread around. This Simipour. So your box gives you Simipour and Bahiam. That's cool. We are 1 AR, 1 Master Ball. Okay. Ugh. Very nice. Good. CS Man is on his Pokemon journey right now. Ready? Now, this is your Pokemon era. What do we got? We got a couple cards here. We got Kuromi, Pompompurin, Cinnamoroll, Hello Kitty, Kuromi, Choco Cat, Hangyodan, Hello Kitty. If I run out of these, I'm going to grade more of them probably. Hello Kitties are such a decent product. Okay, we got this guy. Hello Kitty cat meow. Hello Kitty, Hello Kitty. Kogi Miyun. Pom Pom Purin. See, these are a higher rarity. These two right here. Here's a Kurumi. So this is a higher rarity Kurumi because it's a double-sided card. That's how these work. That's how they work it. Here's a double-sided card. Okay. And got a couple more of these drinks. All right, cool. So there you have it, everybody. If you're in the market for a cute little Kurumi card or Hello Kitty or whatever, I got them. Perfect girlfriend presents, by the way. Maybe if you give her a card that she really likes, she will understand a little bit more why you collect cards that you really like. All right. So now it was a little bit of a wait, but it is Mr. Kushal's order. You still with us, Mr. Kushal? There you go. A lot of people jumped in the queue just before you placed this order. Isn't that funny? Mr. Kushal. One whole box of One Piece. All right, cool. Let's get it. Open One Piece card. Yeah, we open a lot of One Piece. We open an enormous amount of One Piece. All right, here we are. Oh, yeah. That's nice. Mister, was it $5 for Slab away? For this, it would be $5, but it's only 45 bucks. Do you really want to... Maybe you just want to hold that till the next paycheck. But, you know, I don't think that's at risk of selling. Guess I could be wrong, but I don't think that's about to sell. I guess we just showed it off, so somebody might buy it just to tease you. Nothing makes a person want a card more than knowing someone else really wants the card. Ooh, they want it. It's good. He has two of those too. Yeah, I have two of them. You might be fine. You might make it to your next paycheck easy. Just save yourself $5. There we go. Very nice. All right. Mr. Kushal, Mr. Kushal. Ooh, look at that. SR. Here's the Captain, Captain Ron. Regular hollows. What would you do if you won the 1.8 billion Powerball? What would you do with the drunken sailor? What would you do with the drunken sailor? I don't know. Maybe I'd get into art. I could see myself working on music, story writing. Here it is. Obviously, that's enough money that you don't have to do any kind of work anymore. I think what I would definitely do, I would definitely continue to collect cards. And with so much cash, I would really be able to have a pretty fantastic card set. So I'd probably purchase all my favorite cards and then secure them in some super impressive way. And then I'd use the rest of that cash to either start a business or maybe like an institution. Oh, look at that. I think it'd be interesting to create an institution that helps people understand like life better, you know, like understand how to produce a good life for themselves. Like everyone wants to own a house, but I think people are mentally disconnected from the idea of having to do labor, so much of it that is the equivalent of one house worth, you know? And so what kind of labor do you want to work on to create a house as fast as possible? Well, if you're just putting bread on the shelf at Walmart, it's very hard to get enough man hours for that to value one home. So it's better to use a different strategy. And I would love to just educate people on ideas like that all day long. We are. Okay. Very good. So maybe I'd just have a podcast. I wouldn't actually sell cards. Maybe I'd just have a podcast talking economics, finances. I'd probably do a finance podcast. There we go. All right. Ooh, look at that. Guess I could get involved with like political activities too. I mean, if you're a literal billionaire. So what you could do is just straight up invest the money and then play a role in politics. Mr. Kushal. All right. Billion's a lot. Nice. All right. But, I mean, who am I to be involved in something like that if I made my money from the Powerball? I would feel illegitimate. I'd feel like my opinion doesn't matter because I didn't work my way into that position. I just won a lucky Powerball that no one normally wins. No, actually, yeah, I don't think I'd get into politics. I get into politics if I became a billionaire by operating a business. But if I became a billionaire on a gamble, I don't know. It's not the same. All right. Hi, Rudy. Love the content. What's your thoughts on the Fusion Strike boxes? The Fusion Strike. Folks, Fusion Strike strikes again. We are. Look at this slowpoke. Ooh. Here's Dodrio. Here's Quipsumbrion. Here's... I'll buy every box of Fusion Strike. I have customers begging me for Fusion Strike boxes. There's no ceiling on this. You guys are looking at the beginning of the Fusion Strike box price. Could be $1,000 by December. Ooh, Venusaur. Ah, this box is almost empty. All right, well, cute little Sandshrew, huh? There it is. The slab box is empty. Nice. So we have done our full rotation, and now we can start poking around for slabs we don't normally price. Okay, last one, says Kushaw. Sounds good, Kushaw. I like you. You're going deep. I like it. Ooh, Sandshrew. The Two of Clubs Sandshrew. I'm going to lower the price on these leaf green cards. I really value them very highly. I think that these are going to be ultra rare poker cards, and they have such a great artwork too. It's a unique artwork. 2004 is the gold star era. I don't really have to care what anyone else is pricing these at because there is no one else pricing these. These are like a channel exclusive. Cardconomist channel has these. You can't get them even on eBay. I've got them. No one else has them because they're that rare. But we're just going to lower the price on them. We're going to make them more available. Pop 2, Pop 4. Here it is. I'm not going to hold on to them that long. All right. Slowly collecting them. Pricing is my favorite part. All black labels. If Mr. won the Powerball, he would forget about streaming and all of us. No, that's definitely not true. That's definitely not true. You know, when I started my YouTube channel, The Gameconomist, that's my other YouTube channel, by the way, I didn't get into YouTubing just for money. I had a clear pathway for money. I had a computer science software engineering degree. I just finished it. I had a contract with Tech Systems. Tech Systems. I just finished a job for them, where we moved a old database into a new database for a bank, and they were telling me they were going to get me a entry-level software job next, and I was very excited for this. And they called me and said they found it. They got a job for me, and they want me to interview for the job. And, you know, if I was interested. And I told them, hold up, I'm working on my YouTube career. And I was making like $5 a day at that point. So it wasn't about money. I actually just love talking. And so as a person who loves talking, YouTube's a great place for someone like me. And so maybe I would do a different kind of content. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't do rip and ships, or maybe I would only do like high class rip and ships. I don't know. Maybe the channel would look and feel a bit different. Whatever the case is, I'd continue to talk. I love to talk. I don't see myself, you know, shutting up at any point. I just love talking. Look at these cards. We got a couple cards here. So we got this Cinema Roll. That is nice for only $45, and it's a pristine. That's a good card. Okay, so Mark bought this Slowbro, and he's giving it away. But that's not today. These are the prestigious CoroCoro cards. How crazy is this? So a lot of you guys, because you haven't been doing this as long as me, you don't always appreciate when you run into a really rare, crazy thing. And then one day, overnight, it gets expensive. Could take years, but one day, overnight, somebody with deep pockets says, I'm gonna monopolize that set, and then he just buys it all and you can't find it. Well, you are looking at a card that some people don't own because it's too rare. Even big time collectors don't know about the 1996 CoroCoro. Let me show you why those are so relevant. Some people don't even know why they're so relevant. Let me show you what these come out of. Give me a second here. We got a minute. So anytime you see those words, CoroCoro, you know it's going to be a valuable Pokemon card over time because it's from the CoroCoro magazine. There we are. Make some room here. Here it is. And these were kind of famous in Japan. It is. And there's a lot of, look out, the book facing this way, there's the barcode. So this is the back. But that's the magazine. This is a 1996 magazine. Now this cost me probably about $3,000, this magazine did. It's got like mold on the top almost. Why did this cost so much? Because of this. You ready? There it is. There they are, the Karuta Pokemon. We've already sold a bunch of them, but you might recognize a few. Like, look, there's the Dodrio. We haven't sold the Dodrio. This is it. You're seeing something very few people get to see. So beautiful. This is out of the CoroCoro magazine. And PSA is grading it because they also recognize perhaps the collectible value of the set. So they said, yeah, let's grade this. How crazy is this? Look at this, guys. So cool. So beautiful. Okay, look at that. There's one of the most popular cards in the set right there. It's called Cigarette Charmander. Charmander's got a little flaming tail and he's lighting that cigarette on fire. Thanks, Charmander. Light me up, bro. I love this one. I love this Ace of Spades Magneton. I'm a huge Magneton fan. And there's a little Pikachu in Viridian Forest with red right behind him. Oh, baby. We've sold some of the cards from this set for hundreds of dollars already. Look at the Psyduck down there. There's the birds. You've seen these for sale for $150 a piece. And I'm trying to sell them as a set because I really feel they belong together. Here's the Jorker. Somebody bought that the moment we priced it, Jorker. We got this Meowth that looks nice. Actually, I don't think I've sold the Meowth before. I think the set I had didn't have the Meowth in it. So, and then I think that's all of it. Yes, cool. We got these interesting things behind it. So that is it. This magazine is $3,000. That's what I paid for it back then. I don't know what it's worth now. Look, it's got a little Charizard and Blastoise back there. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know whether I should just maintain the magazine or whether I should rip the sheets out and beg PSA to grade the sheets like a jumbo Pokemon card. Because maybe they'll do that. If they'll grade the sheets individually, I'll keep it all together as a sheet. That would be amazing. And I have 3 copies of this. I've got 2 copies of the magazine. And then I have one round where it's just the sheets themselves. So there's so little of this product out there. Even rich, knowledgeable Pokemon card collectors don't have this CoroCoro product. But anytime you hear that word, CoroCoro, you know it's related to this magazine. And there's a lot of different CoroCoro cards out there. So it's sort of like a series, like Vending Series or Carddass or Sealdass or Tops or whatever, right? And it's just another piece of Pokemon history, but these are especially very interesting. Keep the magazine intact. You don't have an acrylic special case for that book. No, I don't, but maybe I should buy one. You should buy one for me for my birthday. All right, let me put this back. It's just over here gathering dust. All right. So that is why you might consider some of these really fancy CoroCoro cards. They're hand cut by some kid who we've never met. A stranger. Somebody you've never met cut them. He cut them probably in 1996. And now they're here. Wait, Is this right? Oh, yeah, okay, so what do we have here? We got a mix. Got some of these Quest stickers. There we go. What to do with the Quest stickers, huh? Quest stickers are interesting because I don't know what to price those at either. All right, so these prices are old, but look, we got a couple unsold ones. Jigglypuff, Psyduck, which I'm not sure if I should even sell the Psyduck. Look at that, Venusaur, Mr. Mime, Hitmonlee. This one we almost hosted as a break and I canceled it. That's the Mew. Voltorb and Jinx. I'm running low on these. We've sold a lot of them. We've sold a lot of those. Pretty cool, huh? For nerds, anyways. Okay. Okay, cool. Do you have the cigarette Charmander? I do. I kept 1 or 2 of the cards for myself. Like I typically do. I let the Charizard be a break. I think it was like a $500 break. So the Charizard by himself, I think we sold that in a $500 break. But I kept some of my favorites. Let's see. I don't even know where I would have stuck this. Cigarette Charmander. Here's the Pikachu. I got no clue, man. Yeah, I got no clue, but I will bring this over. Oops. Ow. Do Black Bolt, White Flare set have God packs? They do, they do. I think they do. So I wanted to keep the Haunter. It makes me think of Gengar. And then I like the Viridian Forest Pikachu. Look how crappy that card is. It's because it's hand cut by Kid. But that makes it, in my opinion, it has like an aesthetic to it, sort of like a childhood aesthetic. Or like a spooky aesthetic from the past. Very spooky. Ah, I'm spooked! What do you think of that set? Oh, I love it. Love it. Okay, which is why I bought so much of it. Mr. Kushal is back with an OP13 order. OP15. You got it, man. We do be opening lots of One Piece. Mr. Kushal. Mister, are we pricing slabs today? Yeah, I can keep pricing. So since we've done the rotation on the majority of the slabs, the cheap ones, now I can start poking around for stuff that needs to be priced. Always looking for weird stuff to toss into rotation. So sometimes I get really fickle, right? And what I do is I start grabbing slabs that should be sold and I say, I'm keeping it. And then when I have nothing to price, I start looking for stuff and I go, oh, maybe I'll sell this. And I know you want me to do that because you want to see if I got anything interesting for sale. But you will probably see just some normal cards go up there. Here we are. He asked if I received the payment. I sure did. It appears I did. Hey, what's up, Silly Goose? How's it going, man? Hold on, let me go back. I sure did. All right. Just double checking. Did you get any of the Hanafuda Pokemon cards? I know you had the Yoshi egg. No, I never got into Hanafuda Pokemon because it was already so overpriced. I didn't feel like it was a good area to really be digging. Here it is. Hanafuda was like wildly overpriced. So what that tells me is that, you know, a set that isn't quite as overpriced is a better place to dig because it's going to get to that price, you know. Hanafuda is cool. I like the Hanafuda Pokemon. Some of them are really neat. Okay. All right. So we're working on Mr. Kushal. What's up, man? I love your big orders, Mr. Kushal. Kushal. He's going deep. He's a new guy. Okay. Oh. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. What is this music playing? I messed up and missed out on some of those one time at a flea market. I thought they were fake and didn't buy them, but they were $50, so I regret not buying it. Pokemon. Oh, look at that ace. Damn, dude. If I had ripped abs like that, I would definitely look better. Here we are. I'd be knee deep in pussy. Ooh. Ah. Rawr. So what's going on in the news today? Any interesting news, guys? Hey, what's up with Mr. Isaac? How's it going, Mr. Isaac? What's going on, guys? Any interesting news? There we are. There we are. Oh, leader card. Boop. Very nice. Good. Are you going to get Chinese Gem 3 when it releases? Ah, that's something to remember. The Chinese cards scare me. They're a bit overpriced. They're really overpriced. I don't really know how to feel about them lately. They're a bit of a mess. They are. Okay. They do scare me a little bit. I might try to get it, sure. I might try to get a little bit. All right, cool, man. It's hard to... you know, find something lucrative when other guys are already sort of like monopolizing the product and saying, yeah, you can buy it for $1 million. And it feels like that's what's going on. But maybe it's just overwhelming demand. Here it is. The man stabbed a young immigrant girl on a bus. It's sickening. You know what's crazy? So if you pay attention to the news, that kind of story happens a fair bit more than you probably think. It's just that nobody typically cares. But we really cared in this example because it was such a... She was pretty. She was a refugee. There's just so many layers to it. He shouted, I got rid of the white girl, or whatever he said. What did he say? I got the white girl. So he shouted that after he stabbed her. Also, the video after she got stabbed, she didn't die instantly. She bled out. And so she was alive for a little while after the stabbing and all of it. You just watch it. It was so awful. It's hard to talk about too because it's sort of a bummer. But it's like, yeah, it's a national story right now for sure. It's a national story. It's on a lot of people's minds. I can't turn on my internet, my typical feed, without getting like 12 videos about it. Okay, let's see. I lied. I'll do one last more. Oh, yeah. Sounds good, Mr. Kushal. Now, but before we do that, let's take a look at Aaron Rodriguez. He wants 3 of the 151 Japanese. Oh, yes. 2 of the 151 English. And 3 Ghosts of the Past. Ghosts of Future Morning. Are we going to be on for a while longer? We could be. What time is it? 4? Yeah, we could go a little while longer. Send in an order. Now, I do declare, I'll have to go get more Ghosts of the Past. I'll be back. No, wait, here it is. We've got it right here. All right. Oh, baby. Ooh, mama. Ho-ho. By the way, guys, jump into the the jumbo pack break. I gotta stop calling it the mega. Jump into the jumbo pack break. All these boosties. $40 to jump into the break. You know how it works. You've seen it before. There we go. Dark Magician Girl? Such a blanked up world we live in. Rip. You are. Yeah, his act is very angering. There's also mass shooters. We had that mass shooting at the school, or was it a school? At the church. And that was just like the previous week. Look how fast you forget about it because the next thing is outraging you. You know, so those people are still dead, the people who got shot to death. And it was a different person that time. This time it's a black dude on a bus. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how much bad stuff goes on in the world. That's why I live comfortably over here and never step outside of my home. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine thinking that way, truly thinking that way. He just needs time to reset, get caught in his emotional crossfire. Trump didn't even go to the school. Do you know anything about AICO Holdings? Apparently shares went up 5,700%. Whoa. Dang, dude. All right, let me snip this. 5,700%. Yeah, I think that the story of the girl on the train really sticks with you, you know. There's so many layers to it. There's many layers. Like the way the guy got let back out of the jail 14 times. He had committed 14 felony crimes, including armed robbery and battery, and they just kept letting him out over and over and over again. And it wasn't that long ago that we were talking about how the justice system is against poor young black men, George Floyd. We were talking about how cops are too tough, their racial profile, blah, blah, blah. So we were talking about that just like 4 years ago or however long it's been, maybe a little longer than 4 years, I don't know. And now there's a different conversation where it's like, whoa, maybe people should at some point be stuck in jail if they keep committing bad crimes. If they have a whole rap sheet of bad crimes, maybe there is a point where you go, well, we just need to put you away. You're a danger to people. But that's hard for the judge to do. And that's hard for cops to work on if they are being scrutinized by society. You're all pigs. I hate the cops. All cops are bad cops. I hate it. Oh, the justice system. Urgh. So how can you have both? I mean, it's like the cops and the judge are in a bad position because first they're too harsh, then they're too nice. There's no way to please people. How can you please anybody, you know? And if the judge was taking this guy and saying, oh, he's got schizophrenia. Oh, he just needs help. He just needs love. He just needs a hug, dude. He just needs a hug. That's what's really missing. He didn't get enough hugs growing up. Putin didn't get hugged enough. That's why he's hosting a war against Ukraine. So if you really believe that kind of stuff, I would say you're just kind of delusional. Some people are just mean. I know. I had 11 siblings. Some of them were nice and some of them were mean. It seemed to just be how they were born. As crazy as that sounds, some humans are just born really different and they're just kind of like little monsters, you know? And people don't believe in that kind of stuff because it goes against their sort of philosophy or their worldview that we're all essentially the same nice, beautiful people. And it's like, no, some people are total jerks and they just go on to be a jerk. There's no hope for them. There's no happy ending. There's no, I can fix you. There's none of that. I had a sibling like that. I had a sibling growing 11 siblings, guys. I had one, and I think that sibling was like a true socio-psychopath. Real crazy guy. Never improved. And I think he's probably that way to this day. And I'm convinced, because I had so many siblings, that you really are just born that way. You just get born wrong in the head. And what can you do about it? So you want to risk your life protecting, saving, fixing that person, and they don't appreciate it, they don't respect it, they never change, you know. So this guy should have just gone to jail. The guy who stabbed the poor girl, and it's a story that resonates so powerfully with people because they do feel empathy with her being a refugee of a real, pretty serious war. And she's hot. You can't stab hot people. It's like Gabby Petito or whatever her name was. You're not allowed to stab hot girls. So, you know, because everyone notices. It's like, whoa, you know, and she wasn't doing anything. Actually, ironically, she confidently climbed onto that bus and sat right next to that guy. And had she been, I was thinking about this today, had she been some sort of white Karen type who's super racist, you know, oh, racist. If she had been some kind of racist Karen type, maybe she wouldn't have sat there. Maybe she would have been racist and sat somewhere else. And if she had done that, she might be alive today. How crazy is that thought? You know, I just have realistic thoughts in my head. It's like maybe she had just avoided the guy because she's some sort of racist jerk. And so it's really fascinating. You know, this sort of like puzzle to solve in your head. I love solving puzzles. It's interesting to think about all that and all the problems involved, right? Like this never-ending cat and mouse thought about the chicken and the egg. What caused this? How do you stop it? Who's at fault? It's just this never-ending. But, you know, I think society means well. It's just I don't think that I think the stabbing is going to lead to some changes in perspective. You know, I think some people who are liberal are going to swap into being conservative, essentially. Aaron Rodriguez. Anyways, on crime, maybe not on other subjects, but, you know, next time some guy's he goes to jail 14 times. If the judge doesn't jail that guy, I think heads are going to start to roll at some point. But again, don't forget, this crime happens kind of frequently, like surprisingly frequently, and it never goes reported. They don't report it. Here's a story you guys probably didn't know. Another white lady just got hacked to death. Hold on, let me see. New York Times, professor dead. You guys have never even heard of this one. Let's see. Oh, wait, is it the New York Times? Let's see. Hacked to death. You guys probably didn't even know this one. Here it is. Pint-sized Auburn veterinary professor hacked to death by fiend while walking her dog in the park. So this was published on September 8th. Nah, you got to click on it. All right, here we go. Oh my God, the ads are insane, dude. All right, so here she is. So she's the lady. And the guy who hacked her to death, are they going to show him? There he is. So there's the guy who hacked her to death. This happened just like 2 days ago. So he caught her, chopped her up, and then stole her money and her vehicle. And you've never heard about her. She's not as good of a story as the Ukrainian girl, so you didn't hear about her. And that's just how it's going. Like, people just do die in America. They just get murdered. And her case is similar because she's a white lady getting killed by a black guy. But you don't hear that story. You just don't hear it. You heard the Ukrainian lady because she's a Ukrainian refugee. So it's very fascinating how that happens, you know? This is how radicalization happens. Yeah, well, you know, I don't want anyone to become radicalized. Everyone should be level-headed, reasonable people. It's just people have to say, we expect this to stop. It's a bad thing. We don't agree with it. We don't think hugs solve it. You know, hugs and social workers don't solve it. It's just when somebody's ready to stab somebody to death, they're beyond social help. You don't just hug them and then they say, you know, I guess I won't stab people today. Okay, Mr. Kushal, let's get you that box. Box of OP13. So that was like 2 days ago that happened, and you never even heard that story. That story you just didn't hear it. And it happens all year long. Somebody kills somebody, and nobody cares. This story just had so many layers to it that it actually caught some attention. Here we are. But let me tell you what's not happening in the United States. Little Asian ladies are not going around, you know, chopping people up to death. It's not a problem for that demographic. It's not a problem for little old Asian ladies. And it's a very consistent problem on the other side of that equation. And so how do you talk about that? Like, how do you talk about it? It can't be an excuse that you're poor, that you should have to stab people to death. Well, he was impoverished. That's why he did it. You know, because you have impoverished countries where they don't do that kind of stuff. So the murder is a real conversation. And people have to stop being so empathetic about it and be like, this has to stop. It's not acceptable. It'll never be acceptable. But I think after the George Floyd situation, a lot of Americans kind of changed their tone. And the bad guys, the cops became the bad guys. The cops and the judicial system and the prison system became the bad guy. And after this one event, that is weakening, I suspect. That feeling, that sort of societal feeling, I think is weakening. People are saying, wait a second, I don't want to climb on a bus and get stabbed to death by a guy who shouldn't have gotten out of jail. He belonged in jail. We are, ooh. So I think some people will want more of a right-leaning, maybe like judge when it comes to making a decision like that. Like, hey, don't let this guy out. He's just kind of proven himself, right? 14's enough. 6 times was enough. He should have just been put away for a while. Let him get a little older. All right, and I do believe in that. I think, you know, if you've done some pretty serious crimes and you just keep doing them, then you've had enough chances. You know, I believe in second chances for people. 14 is too many chances. It is a crazy story when you hear about that. 14 times. He went to jail 14 times and they just let him out over and over and over and over and over again. And now that he's killed a woman, now he'll get in trouble. It's like, yikes. Here we are. All right. I couldn't even imagine doing one of those crimes one time. So it's hard to imagine somebody doing it like all the time. You must have a very different brain from me. You're thinking about different things. You have different urges. Oh, look at that. That's cool, man. What is that? That is some kind of dead horse with some skin on the face. Whoa. That's cool. Kushal, look at this, man. Beautiful. Are the metal Pokemon sets still available? Nah, that got snatched instantly, man. That got snatched so fast. That's why I always carry. Nah, carrying would not have saved this girl. Carrying would not have saved her. Her mistake was sitting there and thinking that she was safe. That's why I'm saying if she had been some sort of profiling nervous type, she might not have died. And the other thing, well, I mean, that's about it. That's about all I can think would have saved her is for her to be suspicious and seat herself somewhere else. That's about it. What else could she have done? Not taken the bus that night? It's not quite the same as being struck by lightning, you know? We are. All right. Struck by lightning is like an act of nature. This was not. This was a societal problem. So she could have been like, that guy could be a crazy guy. I'm sitting over here with the ladies. But she didn't do that. She was trusting. So, it's, you know, oops. All right. Here's this. So that's what I think about when I'm sleeping at night. I go, she should have been crazier. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe it's just her day to die. I don't know. But how do you deal with it? It's her destiny that she was to be stabbed today. Sorry, lady. You're not allowed to do that. So you just sit down and get stabbed and shut up. And all the people that didn't help her either, although maybe she wasn't making any noise, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know how I would have reacted in that scenario. I'd have been a bit more curious at least. I'd have been like, are you all right? Here's Kushal. All right. Movie recommendation is called Weapons. At least it's one less crazy person for extreme left to defend. There would be no one to blame. Top 10 collector says 250. Wow, that's like a top 5 card. Is it? Damn, dude. Wait, let me show that off again, guys. So what I know about the drawing, I think the artist for, oh, what's the name of it? A different anime artist drew the card, correct? Here it is. We actually sell that other anime on our menu. What's it called? Let me look it up. I know I can look it up. Starts with like a J or something. It's under Weiss. No, it's under Union Arena, isn't it? Jujutsu Kaisen. So I believe it's Jujutsu Kaisen artist drew that card, right? Could you top load that card? I'd be happy to top load that card for you. I was just, look at that. I was ahead of you. When you said it was 250, I immediately pulled it out for top loading. Here, let me get a different top loader. That one's I think that one's designed for a slightly smaller sleeve. Let's try this one here. Okay, you ready? Actually, what kind of sleeve is this? This is yeah, it's a normal sleeve. Weird, felt like a stiffer than usual sleeve. There we go. Very nice. All right. Oh yeah. There was blood on the floor. She bled out. She was probably in shock. Yeah. Very nice. Think of all the ladies who die to situations like this and they just weren't attractive, so you didn't care. Or like maybe he stabs another black girl, so you just never hear about it. Like in Chicago, all these people got shot, some got killed. No one cares. There's no video. Maybe they're not hot enough. I don't know. There's just something about those people who died that didn't trigger a nationwide conversation, probably a worldwide conversation. I saw a guy in Ireland. He made a video about it because he was talking about the problem himself and how they are having something like that in Ireland. And, oh, let me hit refresh. Anyways, so, there's a national conversation because something about this atrocity was just right to trigger a whole conversation about it with everybody. But it's again, it happens a lot more than you think. 2 boxes, OP13. You got it, Sarah? I got to go get more OP13. Okay, so we're on a fresh case of OP13, and you've actually opened a ton of this along with everyone else. I'm going to take a brief look at a restock on these. stop stabbing myself. Did you see the Georgia incident where the Koreans got deported? I did. I don't know. Did they actually get deported? I think they worked that out, right? That was awkward. All right, let's see. I didn't like it. I thought it made America look kind of bad. All right, so give me a second. Oops. Okay, so, and what is our current price on this? What I would say about this product is it's very close to changing in price, okay? It will not be changing in price today. We'll continue to sell it for $84 per box. It's quite close. All right, so I've requested a price on a restock. And now, let's get these 2 boxes for our best friend, Miss Sarah. All right, Sarah, let's get you some nice pulls out of here. A goon squad is a group of hired thugs or enforcers. Oh, yeah? That's not what I think it is. How do you like the side loaders? They're fine. I'm just using them because I had a bunch from a guy who sent them to me along with some cards. Black on black crime is crazy. It's sad as F. It's all about identity politics for a lot of people. Yeah. Yeah. If anyone ever stops to look at the statistics, it's pretty bleak. But the thing is, nobody really likes to look into that or talk about it because, I don't know, it's not a very hopeful narrative. It's a very sort of like stressful kind of conversation or thing to talk about. Trump's threatening to send in the National Guard to like reduce crime in Chicago. And that's a fascinating thing. He makes it sound like he's already made his mind up and he's going to do it. I think his goal would probably be to make the area feel peaceful. And then in hopes that the people living there will go, oh, it could have just been like this more often. But, you know, I think also it's probably the case that it's similar to St. Louis, Missouri, where if you don't want to get shot at and killed, just stay out of certain parts of the town, you know? So it's weird. I don't know. All right. Here goes Miss Sarah. Yeah, if you just stay out of certain parts of St. Louis, you're pretty safe. You're not going to die. And then there's some areas where you are going to die. No, but murders are rare. They're actually pretty rare. It's just that you get a title like most dangerous city in St. Louis, and you find out it's just some small number of people have died, many of them drug-related, you know, gang-related. But I don't know. The numbers in Chicago, 50 people shot over the weekend. It's like one weekend. I've been listening to that since I was like a kid, basically. I've heard that data since I was a kid. Ooh. So I don't know. What do you guys think about all that? That's a curious thing. It's, you know, we've lived with it, us millennials and Gen Z. Actually, all of us have been living with it for so long. It's just kind of normal. And then you see like videos of other countries like South Korea. We have Mr. CS Man with us right now. South Korea, you have just these cities where it's very walkable at night. Big, beautiful things just laying about. No one's going to destroy it, steal it. I see that with Switzerland too all the time. Switzerland, they have like some nice, you know, like bar or stand, and it's just unprotected. And the comment section will always be like, if this was in my city in America, somebody would have stolen every piece of that already. Every piece of the furniture, they'd have stolen the cash register. They would have stolen all of it by now because it's not locked down. You know, it's not anchored to the floor. People in the UK talk about that too, actually. I saw one with a guy from the UK, and he said, this is a high-trust society where you can just trust people to pay for their goods and leave your stuff alone. And he says, we don't have that in the UK anymore. So it's an interesting thing. talks a bit about poverty, really. When people are impoverished, they're more likely to steal. Oh, I saw one the other day where it was a robot. It was one of these brand new delivery robots, and it was delivering like goods to somebody in a city in America. Ooh, look at that, Sarah. So it was a delivery robot delivering goods, and unfortunately, it got caught by a homeless guy. So a homeless guy in the US caught the robot, and he was breaking it in order to get inside of the robot to steal the stuff out of it. And so I was watching that, and the comment section was talking about how far behind are we technologically because of having to worry about stuff like that. You know, how held back are we by having this whole, you know, group of people that are basically just sort of allowed to do this kind of stuff, and everyone just feels bad for them and never feels angry at them. There it is. It's like, oh, well, you know, they got to eat. It's like we're living in the past instead of the future because they have a fentanyl addiction and don't want help. You know, so there's a whole conversation about that to be had. Here we are. All right. He killed the robot. Yeah, it was really sad because it was this delivery robot, and it had a little face. It actually was a cute little robot, and it was a delivery robot for some, I don't know, Amazon or something, testing out, you know, new delivery system. And it's not possible to have in a city in America because if you do it, someone's going to capture it and steal the crap out of it. Here we are. And people are also talking about how they're going to have to put like a little machine gun on top of the robot in order to survive America. So if you want it to work in America, because people don't have any shame doing this. There's no shame, and it's just acceptable. It's just okay to do. And people are so desperate, living in the streets, they don't care. And they've gotten used to not caring, and there's no repercussion for it. The company just has to figure out how to exist alongside it. And so people were commenting on that and talking about how, wow, so we all get to live in the past instead of the future because a small group of people holds us all hostage, essentially. We're all hostage to this. We could have robot delivery in our country, but a small group of people who don't have their lives sorted, and they're probably fentanyl addicts, they're going to destroy the robot every time. All right. When I go to America, my friends are super confused when I do that. Oh, yeah, like, why would you go there? Well, it's fun here, man. And I will say this about America. America has a lot of business. A whole lot of business. A big country with a bunch of people in it. And we're all doing business. And it's a great place. I really do love it. Here we are. But I can appreciate South Korea. You know, if I had to say some countries are doing really well, I have to say the Asian countries, Japan, China, and Korea, all doing very well. Those countries look comfortable and safe and clean. And look at South Korea putting out Squid Game, doing very well with that. You know, I feel like that's a sign when a country starts to produce art that everyone consumes in a viral way. I feel like that's a sign. You know, they're peaking. You're reaching your point where you're at the top. You know, and Japan's been putting out art for a long time. I mean, look at Pokemon and One Piece here, which we Americans greedily consume because we love it so much. So they've done that a long time ago. They've been very good at it. But, you know, South Korea put out Solo Leveling as well, and they got all their K-pop, and they got, like, their whatever else they make. We are Gangnam Style. So they've been doing pretty good lately. China's obviously a powerhouse, the second most powerful economy in the world, producing everything, advanced technology for manufacturing. They're getting into technology at the same level we're at in their own right. Like, they're just really smart. That's it. They're just really smart and productive. And it's actually a kind of an existential crisis for us because they have a communist regime, and we say those are evil. Although the communist regime is very different these days. It's a dictatorship, yes, but it seems to be a very successful dictatorship. So maybe you get a guy who really just cares about winning, and then your country does well. Look at this card. And besides that, I've heard that their country in some ways has less regulations on business, less regulations. They're more supportive of businesses. They push you to get into business and to compete because they want to be competitive. So it's very fascinating. The government still takes a good chunk of your money. They're still a communist regime, but they're sort of like de facto capitalists anyways. State-run capitalism is what I've heard it called. State-run capitalism. Very fascinating. Ooh. The guy who I was buying the Gem 2s from, he's actually from the UK. He's not from China. And he lives there full time, and he and I have conversations about it. He's like, yeah, this is a better environment for running a business than the UK by far. He's like, I can actually get rich over here. I can't get rich in the UK. It won't work. And I was like, that is so fascinating. So there's that guy. Is this the hit in this pack? I think that's your hit in the box number 2. Yeah, that is your hit in box number 2. There we go. Miss Sarah. Okay. I wish Americans did not have guns. Americans are very obsessed with guns. Most of all because we believe without guns, we won't have freedom of speech. And there's Republicans that go, oh, well, we need this so that the government's afraid of us and does what we tell them. So that's it. I think it would be, the funny part is, the harder you try to take the guns away, the more likely you're going to trigger some reaction where the people believe, a tyrannical event is occurring. So I think it would be very hard to disarm Americans at this point. But yeah, I mean, I think you're more likely to be shot by your crazy next door neighbor or by some guy who's just lost his mind on the internet than you are to be, shot by the government. So it's funny, all these guns, everyone's got them. I'm not scared of like, oh, Obama and Biden have guns in the military. I'm not scared of that. I'm actually more scared of the crazy radicalized guy on the internet who buys up an whatever they're called, and goes to a school and shoots my kid or my friend or whoever, goes to a mall and starts shooting people. Although those guys will exist even when you take the guns away. So that's also a separate problem to solve. Like, why do you just have these guys who just go crazy and start stabbing people? Because they get like mass stabbings in Canada. How sad is that? All right, Miss Sarah, thank you so much for the big order. Very nice to me tonight. Are you talking about the red one? Ain't gonna lie, I've done a lot of drugs in my life, but ain't ever done nothing like that on them. Guns are fun to shoot on the weekends. Damn druggies, what a piece of crap killing a robot. Oh my gosh, it's Mister. I can't get rich in Australia unless I only take cash. Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. So, yeah, when your government starts taking 50%, at that point, you can spin your wheels, but only somebody who has like massive success in Australia can get rich. So you have to do like, think of it like this. If you're getting taxed at 50% on your income and Americans are getting taxed at like 25% on their income, you have to do that much more work to have the same amount of wealth as an American. And that is the downside. That is the problem. The government's taking an extra quarter of all your income and keeping it. The American just keeps it and invests that money. So they're racing ahead of you. They're like, oh, good. And, but I guess it's probably a little closer if you compare yourself to like a Californian, because they have to pay so much taxes in California. They're really rough. All right, so we're opening up, it looks like, another box of OP13. Okay, slabs now? Here's Mr. Kushal. Oh, yeah. I can't price up slabs, CS Men. Those are mine. CS Men, that's mine. All right, I'll price up slabs, Mr. CS Men, but only the stinky ones. Ready? Oh, yeah. There we go. Very nice. Ooh. Okay. Let's start snipping. Snip. I'm putting all my money in the piggy bank. All right. I would like to see Canada, Australia, the UK, and Germany start offering a tax rate similar to America. I'd like to see that. That'd be amazing. It would be interesting to see them say, hey, we're not going to pay for all your stuff anymore. Pay for your own stuff. Here it is. There you go. Which is like the opposite of what anyone wants to hear. They go, no! There you go. You ready? Oh, yeah. Ooh. Very nice. Mister, are both the Zapdos tag and Articuno? I think they are. I think we have a Zapdos and an Articuno tag 10. There's different prices on the Slab channel. Are there? We are. All right. Ooh. So Mr. Kushal, he's taking another shot. Let's see what we got, Mr. Kushal. Oh. Oh. Ho ho. You're getting the cold ones out of the way early. Ah! Konnichiwa! All right. I agree with what you said about free healthcare earlier, mister. I wish it wasn't free here. I just choose to eat badly and not exercise. That's on you. Exactly. The person who gets punished the most in a socialized healthcare economy is the guy who works out, eats healthy, sleeps well, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. That guy should have more money in his pocket because he didn't get sick that often. But instead, he gets to stay poor as he pays for everyone else to make terrible choices. And people are eating what they want and drinking what they want, feeling like, that's okay. The free government healthcare's got me if something goes wrong. And that's a bad incentive. That's exactly what free stuff causes. Every time you make something free, it decentivizes people from shopping. It disincentivizes them from struggling, from working hard. They go, oh, well, this is easy street now. Wow, look at this girl, man. She's looking like a succubus. Holy moly, man. She got like wings. She's scaring me. Stay away from me, woman. All right. Okay. Very good. Everyone thinks that the healthcare will be so impossible to afford if it's not quote unquote free. But it's like, well, if you're not paying taxes for healthcare, that means you actually make a lot more money. And so you can take your extra money and just invest it. And then later, when you actually need healthcare, you can just spend your own money on healthcare. That puts the power in your hands to invest that money and to stay healthy for as long as you can. All right. Very nice. A lot of young people think that the socialized healthcare is for them. It's the exact opposite way around. The socialized healthcare is for the elderly who consume like 90% of the healthcare. You're actually just, they're kind of like their little slave. And then one day it'll be your turn to be very old. And you're hoping that the system and your country as you know it will still be around to pay for you, which it won't be. It'll be a very different country by then. It already is, I think, because they can't afford it. So they have to, you know, hopefully bring in a lot of people to do, okay, come in here and work and be our like workers and stuff. And we don't make enough money to support our old people because it's a system that doesn't work. We can't afford that, right? Because you need like 10 people to tax to pay for one person to receive free stuff. Because you can't tax them at 90% of their income or anything. You have to shave off some of their income, right? So you need lots and lots of profitable people to come in so that you can tax them to pay for the people who are not profitable. You're not profitable. You just eat all the money out of the government. So we need more people to go to work to pay for you. So that's your problem. Your country won't be the same country anymore. And you're just, people are just addicted to that word free. It's never free. It's never free. You think that it's free. It's definitely not free. You pay for it. You pay for it. The government, this is how you pay for it. The government shaves your money out of your paycheck for your entire life. And then they give some of that back to you when you get sick, if you get sick. You might be somebody who's very healthy and makes good choices, and you just don't get sick. So you're the guy paying for everyone else. It's so unfair. So unfair. There we go. Look at this beautiful vintage Mickey Mouse. That's an awful blow to me, Mickey. Place this here. This is so cool. All right. Yeah. Okay. It's a conversation to have anyways. I'm sure there's people who have very strong differing opinions from me, but this is just a subject I'm talking about. From my perspective, I think it's a good idea to give young people free healthcare. Young people get free healthcare. Young people get free healthcare. It's an investment in your working class, and young people don't have the money for healthcare, and young people rarely get sick. And then the elderly, they should have to pay for healthcare with all of their stuff that they've, you know, accrued over the years, and it's up to them to stay healthy. So they need a reason to try and stay healthy. They need to be told to save their money and be conservative with their money. I think that's a good idea. You tell them, hey, you know, take care of yourself, please. But, you know, there's always a group of people that never take care of themselves, and then another group of people that feel terrible about this. They don't have the guts to say, oops, that's too bad for them. They don't have the guts to say that. So, you know, inevitably what you say is, well, it's our responsibility to take care of them. It's very easy for people to fall into that. All of a sudden, you're throwing your money in the endless money hole. That person is an endless money hole. They partied. Oh, they smoked and they drank it up. They did all the horrible things. They ate till they're fat like me. They did all the fun. And now it's time to pay the bill. And that's everyone's choice. You get a personal choice to do that. You know, like I could eat less food. It's a personal choice. But it's like, if they're making personal choices on their health, why is it your public problem to pay for their health? It just doesn't make sense to me. All right, and I've said this before. I say if we made healthcare free for everybody in the U.S., I do support that, but there has to be some conditions. Fast food, illegal. Sugar food, illegal. Smoking and drinking, illegal. Make all the really clear, obvious bad things illegal, and I will, right now, vote for free healthcare. Make all the clearest, most bad things for humans illegal, and I will vote right now for free healthcare, in favor of it. But if people are allowed to do all those bad things, no. They got to be in charge of their own healthcare then. So those are my strong feelings about the subject. We are. It doesn't make sense to me that somebody's allowed to absolutely ravage their own health and then force me to pay for it. It doesn't make any sense. That was their freedom to make that choice. And I'm also free. When I work, I'm not a slave. So slavery is when someone takes all your money after you're done working. That's what the government does to people in Europe. It's really sad. And they just let them do it. They must be really nice in Europe. Probably really nice people. There you are. But it doesn't pay off in the long run. When you're too nice, somebody takes all your stuff. Eventually, somebody takes all your stuff. Sent for the Zippy Zap and Fartacuno. Woo! All right. Zippy Zap. Wait, I want a Zippy Zap. The U.S. spends the highest percentage of GDP on healthcare, so I'm unsure why everyone thinks it will be more expensive. As a Canadian who broke my arm and needed surgery, it was free. Medication is drastically cheaper than in the U.S. My taxes are comparable to blue states. Yeah, well, you know, I'm trying to make a decision on where to move, and I know I should be going to Tennessee, Texas. Reno, Nevada is a really big one, but those are all low-tax states. So you do have a choice in America to move to a really high-tax state or a really low-tax state. Taco Bell brought the best 90s menu items back. Nice, dude. Healthcare already is an endless money hole in the U.S. Send for the Zippy Zap. It's a vicious cycle. You already pay for it with insurance. If you're healthy, you pay in, but don't use it. Same concept. Yeah, I agree with the insurance thing. The insurance thing is a whole conversation, too. Okay. Insurance is like a lottery. It's like a lottery where you win when you lose. In other words, when you get sick, that's when you get paid. So if you get sick and someone else doesn't get sick, then they paid for you to be sick. So it's a really weird product, you know what I'm saying? Very strange. And insurance, you know, the whole idea of insurance for healthcare is pretty wild. Whoa, this box is huge. I don't know if we're going to find your Zapdos that fast. All right, let's start going through it. So you bought a Zippy Zapdos, huh? Let's start looking. One Zippy Zapdos coming right up. Whoa, we got great slabs, guys. Aha! One Zippity Zapdos. Zippity Zapdos, zippity-yay. Let me go mark it as sold. Why did the card behind the Gengar say free? Probably because it is free. Okay, this shall say sold. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I'm not criticizing the healthcare system in America. You know, there's probably ways to improve it. Although I think the number one way to improve it is to get even more people to go into healthcare and to get more people to have the guts to go open up a business in healthcare so that there's more businesses, which I view that as sort of like a fundamental problem in the United States. I think one of the problems in the US is that plus 1 Holo Live Curious. You got it. Mr. Julio, I think young people are averse to opening up businesses or being a CEO. They don't want to be CEO. And I think the impact of that is that you end up with the business monopoly, and the monopoly gets to charge higher rates on their product. Okay. So to stop a monopoly, you need competing businesses. Well, where are the young millennials and Gen Z opening up businesses? I don't think they want to. I think it's unpopular with us, with our age group. There we go. All right, so 1 Holo Live Curious. Curious Universe. Haha. Okay. Message sent on Discord. What? What do you think? You can just send me messages on Discord? Please check the Discord message. Let's see. Yeah, we did that. We are. I'm gonna ban that, man. We are snipping this because it's a risky thing, you know. It adds a layer of risk to it. I was thinking about that today. We are. All right. Very nice. Not a good system if a lot of people were doing it, like 20 or 30 people were doing it. Tossing that. You have to tell us your deepest, darkest secrets to get a free card. I'd love to know people's deepest, darkest secret. Does anyone want to share that? Mr. Julio. I love a good gab. I love some secrets. I love me some secrets. I made out with my cousin. Here. Okay. Okay. Very nice. That'll never happen. Corporations and companies make things addictive. We are. In order to obtain the free card, you have to conduct a series of tests and physical rigorous training by doing something specific. All right, let's see. Oh, we are caught up on the orders. Pikachu, Ace of Diamonds. Didn't I already have one of these for sale? I think I already had one of these for sale. Ace Pikachu. Ace Pillachu. Here it is, $400. $400. Nice. Cheap and affordable. That's my favorite part. Cheap and affordable. Okay, how about this cute little Clefairy? Quest Clefairy. All right, my deepest and darkest secret is this one time at band camp, I got a flute stuck up my nose. Okay, I don't have a Clefairy for sale. Let me check Quest Pokemon in general. What's the cheapest Quest Pokemon? Let's see. Cheapest Quest Pokemon. All right. Well, I think this card's better than that. All right. So, we're going to go with $280. Good. Nice. Hey, that's from American Pie. Where's our giveaway? Here it is. We got a little bit of room left on this giveaway slab. Who's getting it? Me. Here's Tammy Lowe. Tammy Lowe. Okay, Tammy. Also, in addition, we have Alex. He's already on. He can't be counted twice. Yeah, he can, because he's been here the whole stream, that means. Yeah, he can. Let's count him twice. Alex, you're number 17. Cody Hodges is number 18. He's on twice. Eric Mason is number 19. And Useless Bob. Landing on 3, Andy Dirksen. Oh, Dirk the pizza jerk. That's an old Whitest Kids You Know joke. All right, Andy Dirksen. Ta-da! That is one free card, $90 in value, handed out by Brett Love to Mr. Andy Dirksen. Now, we have another giveaway, not this one. Let's see, where'd it go? Well, also, we have this giveaway running. I've been kind of handing out spots on this at my own discretion. No easy way to get in on it. And then here is the Mark giveaway for a Tora Karuta, CoroCoro Slow Bro. He paid like 120 bucks for this card, and then he's just giving it away. He's super generous. It's 6. Vertical Mode Nightbot loves me. I wonder how many subscribes we're going to have when I hit close on this stream. We ran the stream for almost 4 hours, so we had a nice long stream. And I think now is a good time to wrap it up. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the slowdown. Let's see. Yep, I'm feeling the slowdown. I think we're at a good spot to wrap up here. We started at 1, and the nighttime stream is expected to run for just 3 hours lately. So that's the expected time. 3-hour daytime, 3-hour nighttime. Total stream time, 6 hours. And but we also do end when the stream naturally runs out of orders. So we're going to start wrapping up here, and lots of interesting conversations. By the way, I guess I've been kind of spieling on some of my personal thoughts on how money in society should work, but also we've been talking a little bit about the significant impact of the recent Ukrainian lady stabbing, which was really horrible. It's weird. So she's just dead and I'm alive, you know? It's really existential when you think about that stuff. I'm going to go take a break, and I'll be back on for the Wednesday daytime stream. And yes, it's probably going to be in vertical. I'll see you guys there, okay? I just got here. 6, join us tomorrow for the vertical daytime stream. I'll see you there, Miss 6.